Gods.com.
I think it just brings back those memories.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. It is day 3 of the government shutdown, and another vote on spending is expected in the Senate today, while President Trump warned on Truth Social of federal funding cuts and layoffs, calling Budget Director Russ Vought the Reaper on Truth Social.
The president suggesting he'll use the shutdown as a roadmap to make big cuts. Republicans are blaming the potential consequence at the Democrats' feast, saying it would not happen if Dems just helped reopen the government.
It's Fox's Madeline Rivera. The president sending a memo saying the U.S. is in an armed conflict with drug cartels.
The memo says this, quote, "The United States has now reached a critical point where we must use force in self-defense and defense of others." But some lawmakers think the president is stretching the limits of his power, saying Congress holds the constitutional power to declare war.
Fox's Chanley Painter, America's listening to Fox News.
Fall savings now at National Furniture Liquidator. Our prices fall back as everyone else's goes up. Real values like a queen-size adjustable basin mattress, just $5.98. Or an Ashley brand sofa, just $2.98. A dining table with 6 chairs, just $8.98. Or how about this queen-size bedroom set, just $6.98. Plus great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidator. When it comes to value, quality, and selection,
nobody beats Shorty.
All right, everyone, listen up. Pay attention. At Permian Ford, you'll always find the best selection, lowest price, and outstanding customer service. No trick plays, just straightforward business. With model year-end savings, upgrade and save today. Permian Ford refuses to let price stand in the way of winning your business. You can score big on rugged trucks, sleek sedans, and SUVs. The best play is with Permian Ford on the corner of Del Paso and Sanger.
Permian Ford.
Visit PermianFord.net.
Truck Central USA.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at www.rvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
This Hobbs Eagles Sports Update is brought to you by America Supply in Hobbs, locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of Hobbs Eagles athletics.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Patrick Alexander here with Coach Ken Stevens. Coach, Alamogordo and take care of them 47-26. What did you see from your team this week?
Hey, I thought we came out, played very well to start the game. You know, the second quarter was big for us. Defense created 2 turnovers in the second quarter, and we were able to get a 21-point lead going into halftime. I think the second quarter was the big difference in the game. Also, great 2-minute drive-by offense right before half to extend that lead. So we went into half 27-7.
And Coach, you get a bye week this week. What are you guys going to work on during that bye week going into a Centennial game?
Well, we'll go back to some fundamentals. We always do. We always take an evaluation, see the little things maybe that we haven't quite got right yet. And so we'll go back and work on those. And also, we'll try and perfect, some plays that we've been working on both offensively and defensively. We'll start preparing a little bit for Centennial and get a head start on them. Also, we'll try to lighten up a little bit. We're pretty banged up right now, so we'll do what we can to try and get our kids as healthy as possible moving into next week.
Well, Coach, good luck getting back healthy this week, and we look forward to talking to you next before that Centennial game.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
This has been your Hobbs Eagles Sports Update, brought to you by America Supply, 502 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-393-3383. Experience the Mighty Wash way in Hobbs, where you get superhero service with a smile every time. From their powerful wash packages to unlimited monthly memberships, they've got your ride covered. Visit them at 1020 Joe Harvey Boulevard or 530 West Bender Boulevard to see why Mighty Wash is the top choice for a cleaner, shinier car. Fast, friendly, and always professional. Mighty Wash. Clean never looked so good.
Your call is very important.
Still waiting on your cable company to care? With slow speeds and hidden fees, maybe it's time to pull the plug. Kinetic gives you 100% fiber and gig speeds with 25 times faster uploads than cable. Local service that actually shows up, and clear pricing that isn't there to surprise you. So ditch cable and connect with the right crowd. Visit GoKinetic.com. Kinetic. Internet better. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The forecast for southeast New Mexico as we go down the 285 is temperatures in Roswell today about 90 degrees for this Friday. Slightly cooler tomorrow with highs in the middle upper 80s. And Carlsbad, Artesia, about 90 degrees right into the weekend. Lubbock, the temperatures at 87 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
This morning show rocks.
I love it. I get it all. The one and only.
I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Back on the chain gang. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. We are Be in the Breakfast Club. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply. They have parts for semis, heavy trucks, and industrial trucks. Text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer.
Oh, yeah.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
If I'm having a bad day, you guys make me feel better.
I can't get enough.
Let's go.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
Today is National Boyfriend Day.
Boyfriend? A boyfriend?
Boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
I have a boyfriend.
A boyfriend?
What?
You have a boyfriend?
I do today.
Well, this is nice. Good dinner, bottle of wine, just what we need to celebrate.
Let's go.
I wish I could hug myself, but that's weird.
And good morning to you. Boyfriend Day going on today. When is the age to, for young ladies to have a boyfriend, permitted to have a boyfriend? Monica, what's the appropriate age?
In my opinion, it's not till about 18 or 19.
18, 19. Because I see people, 13, 14. Yeah, my girlfriend, my daughter's got a boyfriend. Oh, Hilton now?
Hilton, no, tell me about it. I even, it's crucial. It's crucial. Those years are crucial because their hormones are crazy.
Oh yeah, they're raging. They're raging. Yeah,
crazy.
we had that
Wait,
conversation.
that stops?
It doesn't stop, but
hormones?
mentally.
No, they're crazy all the time.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I just think when you're that young, you don't have the mental capacity to know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
If I had boys, I'd be telling them to get in. I mean, I do have boys, but I'd be like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I taught my boys to abstain, but at the same time, I bought them a pallet of condoms just to make sure.
Oh Lord Jesus!
So you were ready for the weekend.
Yeah, look, I know me, and I knew their mother, so. I get it. So I'm going to work both ends of that. I'm going to preach abstain, but take care. Cause I don't need, at that point, I didn't need any more kids to raise.
Right.
I was pretty, man, a lot of great people coming out to the Southeast New Mexico State Fair last night. So I got to meet and revisit with a bunch of different people. So it was good to be out. We'll all be out tonight, so come by and see us at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, if you would. Stop in and check us out. We got a lot of things to talk about. The special session in New Mexico is over. I've got some disappointment that I will talk about, and I won't do that for a little while, but I am disappointed that several Republicans did not show up to vote on this vaccine recommendation that they were trying to hand down in the Senate. And I will discuss that. And some people think I'm bashing people, but I'm not, because I would be a hypocrite if I bash Gabe Vasquez for voting present and then other people for not voting. Yeah. Not showing up to vote. So I'll get into that coming up in just a little bit. Today is Bring Your Bible to School Day, Global Smoothie Day, Latino Women Equal Pay Day, Leaves Day, as the leaves start to fall. Mean Girl Appreciation Day, Boyfriend Day, Soft Taco Day, Techie Day, National Virus Appreciation Day. Why we're appreciating viruses? I don't want no viruses. I really don't appreciate when I get a virus either. And Kim Jong-un is deploying the undercover spies to crack down in North Korea for breast implants. What? The A's and the B's are safe, but when they get to the C's and the D's, you're coming down. They're going to be checking you out.
Just another reason they should hate him as leader.
Yeah, it's a tough job for the boob police. Getting women to admit that they've got, fake cans.
Yeah.
This kind of information, that a woman should keep close to her chest. She really should. That type of information. I just can't believe that that's the biggest concern. But what it is a sign of capitalism. Because if somebody has too much money, they might go out and get a boob job. That's what he's saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. Yeah. 58-year-old man in Pennsylvania has enrolled in Lycombe College, has made the football team. He's a nose tackle and the oldest player in Division III. He's a freshman at 58. I actually saw the video of this, and the guy was doing a clean in the weight room, and I was like, man, that's pretty impressive. By the way, he's got a GoFundMe account set up for Icy Hot. I can relate. Taylor Swift releasing her 12th studio album, Midnight Last Night, and the Life of the Showgirl. We'll see how that does. Some of the songs on there, George Michael's father figure is on there. Travis Kelce said he's not the father. And Lori Loughlin and what's the guy's name? Massimino, her husband, separated after 28 years of marriage. 28 years of marriage.
Wow.
And if you would see the guy, you would go, oh, yeah, that guy. Because when she was involved in that scandal, when it came down to bribing people to get her daughter into UCLA, and let's just be honest. If you're bribing somebody to get your daughter into UCLA, your daughter's probably not that smart.
Right.
It's not like Harvard, not like Stanford, it's not like MIT. But that's the first time I saw her husband. I was like, that dude's been in some great movies. And I would have never figured those two being together. Craziness going on in Portland. ICE director says they are under siege and the violence continues and the little help from the local police. So the federal immigration officials in Portland at that ICE facility are under siege. Would this be an insurrection against a government facility? I think it would be. I think it is. By the way, Fox News was out there and these people lost their damn minds. So call in the National Guard, call in the Marines. Let's squash it. Antifa is listed as a, what is a criminal enterprise, terrorist organization? So let's take care of that. Let's get it done swiftly. All right, we're going to talk about that special session. Our number, by the way, 877-396-W105. You can always call and be part of the show anytime you want to be part of the show. You can do that. Thought for the day coming up. We'll also take out the trash a little bit later. We got the Queen of the Day coming up and more. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. Find them in the river crossing. They are offering 25% off the Diamond Glow treatments. Diamond Glow exfoliates the skin and brings out a brand new glow for your complexion. They're also offering discounted prices on micro needling for the face and neck and 25% off all skincare products. They also have a procedure they call the Insula that you buy 2 procedures, you get the third free, and that will treat incontinence for women and encourages the big O. Free consultations available up there in Ruidoso, 575-257-4725. Hit them up today, and don't forget, if you're living in pain, there is a lot of answers, like stem cell. Talk to Dr. Rapp today. They're in the river crossing. That number again, 575-257-4722. Give them a call today. Weather for the day, it is going to be a pretty nice weekend. Southeast New Mexico, high temperature 89 and sunny. 59 tonight, 86 and sunny Saturday. Sunday looking good. Even Monday looking awesome for Southeast New Mexico. And Ruidoso in Lincoln County, 73 and sunny today. Clear skies, 49 tonight, 73 coming up tomorrow. Sunday looking good, maybe a slight chance of rain on Monday in Lincoln County. And in Albuquerque, here you go, 87 and sunny, 58 tonight, 86 tomorrow, and sunny skies on Sunday, and sunny skies on Monday. 5-day forecast, that's easy. All you got to do is go to W105radio.com. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway in Carlsbad, home of the taco bar, made from scratch tortillas, and the bakery. Everything is made from scratch. Got a birthday coming up? Need a cake? They can cover that for you. La Tienda in Carlsbad. Savings going on this week include chicken breast or breast tenders, $2.49 a pound. Pork roast, it's Boston Butt, $1.77 a pound. Beef bottom round roast, $5.99 a pound. Cooked shrimp, $6.99 a pound. Apples in the produce department, Honeycrisp apples, $1 a pound. Squash is $1 a pound. Avocados, $1 each. And Dole Garden salad. Get the 12-ounce bag for just $1. Super savings going on. Red Diamond tea. Get 2 gallons for $6. And the deli department, get the oven roasted turkey breast, $7.99 a pound. Virginia ham, it's smoked for $5.99 a pound. And the roast beef is just $12.99 a pound. Of course, the weekend's here. You're probably going to need refreshments. They've got you covered with all the refreshments. The coldest beer in town, Bud Light, and Coors Light, plus Miller Lite. Get that 30-pack of 12-ounce cans for $26.99. Get it today. La Tienda in Carlsbad. We'll get to the price of oil coming up in a second, and our thought for the day. Monica in the text already. It's 17 after 6. It's Open Line Friday. We'll talk about whatever you want to chat about.
Jason from the VFW in Roswell, for my daughter, who is 45. For my daughter,
By the way,
45.
I met Jason and the gang, and they gave me an awesome T-shirt from the VF.
Oh, how neat.
Here.
Yeah, he says that it's not.
Thank you.
The age for his daughter to date is 45.
Awesome. So
Eddie says, Monica, I bet you didn't wait till you were 18 or 19 to have a boyfriend. How old were you? I had my first boyfriend when I was a senior.
Oh, Monica.
When I was a senior in high school, my parents let me date a boy, and he was actually a year younger than me. But he was like way more mature than me, if that makes any sense. But anywho, it didn't last. Not because it didn't last. Like, he passed away. He was at a party and passed away.
You killed him?
I didn't kill him. Some gangsters did.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was.
Let's do it. Let's have a happy story, Monica.
that was my first boyfriend story.
Don't know what happened.
And I was.
Hold up. I'm trying to get everything back.
Anyhow, so.
This is screwy.
It's me. I have the sniffles.
It was because you reached for the shirt.
Somebody said, "Who has
maybe?"
this?
But that shouldn't make a difference.
But you're okay now.
Hold on.
I'm still getting the music.
I'm just gonna talk while you guys are doing that.
You're hearing me off the computer. You're hearing me off the computer. Let me reset everything. We'll be okay. Come on now.
Yeah, it's a little tinny sounding.
See, this is not my normal self. Usually you get the cussing me. but
Well,
I'm not going to
maybe.
cuss.
Oh, look at you being a
All right.
good man.
Yeah, lost a board.
Yeah.
All right, let me replug everything and start over.
All right. And it is I who has the sniffles this morning. I do apologize. Brian, we're working on it. We're working on it. Today, for whatever reason, Friday is like a Monday. And this guy says, show up tonight and you'll get a t-shirt as well, Monica. Where's the booth? Blake and I and Kevin will all be there tonight.
I'm back.
Okay, he's back. You sound a little far.
Here. And everything is set right, so we should be okay.
I think we're also back on up in Ruidoso this morning.
Oh.
Ruidoso,
cool.
folks, please text us 877-396-9105 if all of a sudden we came on, because I need to know.
All right.
Well, maybe.
Oh, cool.
All right, that's it for
Any
the text
more,
line.
Monica?
No, that's it.
All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Custom Construction and Roofing and insurance specialist, licensed, bonded, and insured, local veteran, owned and operated for 30 plus years. Dwayne Pennick is his name. Call for a free estimate today, 575-318-9725. Custom Construction and Roofing. Remember that name. Need a roof, need construction, not a problem. They've got you covered. And just a reminder, when you do business with the out-of-town, out-of-state contractors, when they're gone, most of the time that warranty is gone. All right, let's talk about the special session. What happened at the special session? They delivered $8 million for food banks as SNAP cuts loom in New Mexico. This whole thing is nothing but a lie. Most of the medical benefits are not going to be cut for a couple of years. And under the big, beautiful bill to give states time to prepare. But they jumped the gun. 58,000 will suddenly fall off the benefits of no, they're not. No, they're not. So you guys rushed, and this was the most important thing to defeat Trump. But, some of the bills that passed, $106 million in different areas in response to the federal cuts, including $66,000 for the Healthcare Authority, for a number of programs, including maintaining SNAP benefits. And, look, who is supposed to help with food banks?
The community.
The community. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And, for years, we did not have a welfare system in this country. You know who took care of people when they were in need? Take a guess. Take a big guess.
Friends and family.
Churches.
Yeah.
Churches. Charitable giving was conducted by churches, not the feds. Not the feds. And so why is the government getting involved in this?
Because they trip it. They just want control.
Well, and that is part of the thing. They do want control. Now, let me just say the vaccine mandates or requirements that the governor was trying to send down, that actually failed. Failed because the House stepped up. It passed in the Senate, and I am disappointed, and I would not be doing my job if I wouldn't say what I'm going to say next. There are 3 Republicans on the Senate side that did not show up to vote. And I was very, very surprised at 2 of these individuals. I do not know who Senator Paul is from Boone County. I have no idea who that is. But I do know who Larry Scott is. And I do know who Jim Townsend is. And neither of them showed up to vote. And look, these are 2 Republicans that are in leadership positions.
Right.
They are leaders of the Republican Party. So that bill passed on the Senate side, the vaccine recommendations. Thank God it didn't pass on the House side, or those recommendations would pass. And I am not going to bash anybody yet, but I would like to know, because I wouldn't be doing my job if I bash Gabe Vasquez for voting present and not showing up for votes that are critical to New Mexico.
Right.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I give these 2 individuals a pass.
Well,
just because they're Republicans and friends.
Especially since they were both so outspoken about this session coming up?
So I don't know why they did. I've heard rumors on why they didn't vote, but I need to hear it from them why they get before I tell anybody what I heard.
Right.
Because I don't know if it's true. I mean,
No,
look,
I
rumors
don't.
are rumors.
Sure.
But I stand by the voting record. They were not present.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe they got, God forbid, they both got in the car accident and they were together.
I hope not.
But let me just say this much. We send people to Santa Fe. We send people to Washington, and they have one job to represent us. Their vote represents us. And when they don't show up to vote, we're silent.
Yep.
Their vote is silent
100%.
because people do not vote. So I'm disappointed at best, but I'm going to wait for a response from them. I'm going to send them both a message today.
Right.
And ask what happened. Because as leaders in the Republican Party, there are no days off.
Right.
There are no days off.
Well,
we are undermanned in New Mexico.
And
you can't skip a vote. It's unacceptable.
Well, and you think about the area in southeast New Mexico that both of their districts cover. That's a large portion of our listening area in southeast.
Look, I respect both those senators, Larry Scott and Jim Townsend, have for a long, long time. But I'm disappointed they didn't vote because let's say it passed in the House. Then this would be the recommendations coming down by the governor. And I get it, it's a special session, but every session should be important.
Well, and what if the votes were so close that those two votes made the difference? I mean, they weren't, but what if they were?
Well, it did pass in the Senate. It did pass in the Senate. So I'm going to wait for them to reach out to me and tell me why they weren't there to vote. Because not being present to vote, and it's a 2-day session.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a lot of reasons to do that.
I'm not gonna speculate on the reason. I'll wait for them to let us know. But I can't give people a pass.
No.
You know, some people will say, "Why are you bashing Republicans?" Well, because it's the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm going to bash Democrats, I got to be equal opportunity offender.
Mm-hmm.
It's the right thing to do. I would not feel good, giving it a pass. I just wouldn't.
Right.
And you can hate me for that, but you can count on one thing, that I'm going to say the right thing that I believe 24/7 every day.
Yep.
So why didn't you vote? Why weren't you present? Maybe there was an accident. I don't know.
I hope
I'll give them a pass until I know. I hope to God that it wasn't. Looks like the illegal migrant superintendent with a criminal record that faked his documents to get a job as a superintendent of Des Moines Public School. And the people of Des Moines are still protesting. And then they discovered that his doctorate was actually fake also. Everything about this guy is fake. Ian Roberts is a fraud. He is a fraud. He lied about having a doctorate. You don't have to prove that. And
you would think.
He said he got a doctorate degree in urban education leadership from Morgan State University. And they went back and checked. Not true. This guy had weapons violations and all kind of other stuff, and he lied about having his doctorate, which is required to become the superintendent. Craziness.
You can find that out in 10 minutes.
Well, and the other thing is his job, 2020, his work visa had expired in the United States. So, and then they're protesting. They're like, we don't care if he's a fake. We still want him back. We don't care if he beat his wife. We want him back.
Now you understand how in the Bible, when they had to choose between Barabbas and Jesus and they were shouting for Barabbas, now you understand.
5 men charged with stealing oil and gas from New Mexico, trying to sell it in Texas. The U.S. Attorney's Office charged 5 men with conspiracy to steal millions of dollars worth of crude oil in New Mexico, selling it in Texas. The men include an employee at the Plains All-American Pipeline facility in New Mexico, allegedly used a truck to steal the oil from the company and store it in Carlsbad and then sell it in Texas. Investigators documented more than 20 truckloads over 4 weeks with hundreds of barrels taken every day. The scheme involved faking documents and attempting to recruit more men to assist because this became too much for a handful of guys. All 5 guys are now facing federal charges, and 2 are currently in custody awaiting their trial. No names were listed on this story. I'm sure more information is coming probably in the next day or so.
They know there's 5. They've only got 2. They're trying to get the other 3.
Yeah.
But
so they're no names released yet.
Their downfall was probably trying to recruit more.
Yeah. If they would have kept it small and not been so greedy and made your million and split it up, you would have probably been better off. Not that I'm encouraging people to do that.
No.
So, Adrian, don't do that type of stuff. The son-in-law is up doing his duty, taking out the trash.
Right on. I like their fridge, by the way, with that whatever that light is that goes around it. You can't see it this morning, but you could yesterday.
Oh, that was TV, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, TV. Albuquerque Journal, brand new reports. Most Albuquerque voters most concerned about the homeless crisis. So homeless crisis is the #1 concern in Albuquerque. Wow. I would think it would be drug addiction, which goes hand in hand with homeless people.
Or,
violence.
Tim Keller should be right up there with the things that they're worried about.
Yeah, I would think violent crime would be up there, way up there. But the city, the majority of voters rate the city's performance as poor or very poor dealing with the homeless people. Well, hell, they've let them take over the entire, all the parks.
Yep.
They just let them take over the parks where, parks were designed for families to go to and have a place to take your family. Nah, we're going to store the homeless there. All right, we're coming back. Get to the tweet. We'll talk about Kilmore Abrego Garcia. Also, Apple taking down a app. They're not going to allow this app anymore. And they didn't do it on their own. And Occidental Petroleum, OxyChemical. We'll talk about a big deal with them. And Tennessee set to execute the first woman. We'll get to those stories in just a second. Already 6:32. Queen of the day this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool, ×1, ×5, ×10. Magnification. They got the mirrors. Atlas Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool. Bright LED lights. Traveling case. The whole thing weighs less than 4 pounds. Is it built sturdy? Oh, yes, it is. And by the way, if it ever breaks, there are replacement parts that are available. People like, Reba McEntire, Linda Davis, Mandrell Sisters, makeup artists all across the United States. They love the Atlas Makeup Mirror. Talk to Rebecca Long at 575-622-3189. Talk to her about the wall mount mirror. A lot of people bought the Atlas Makeup Mirror and they said, well, I want one specifically for the bathroom that mounts on the wall. So they designed the Atlas Makeup Mirror that will do that. Buy it at atlasmakeupmirror.com. Don't forget to check out the pocket mirrors. Just $39.99 for the larger one that goes in the purse. The one that goes in your back pocket is only $29.99. atlasmakeupmirror.com for more information. Tweet of the day, poor Greta. Greta is back in custody as she took her flotilla to Israel. And she says she's a political prisoner now. No. You want to be a political prisoner.
Right.
Let me just give you you would not be able to do a video if you were a political prisoner. Right. Here's Greta. What's her last name?
Thunberg.
Thunberg.
And she got a response from Sweden on this. And that response is at the end.
Yeah, she had Greta Thunberg. Here's what she had to say.
You guys My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
My name is Joachim Lamotte and I'm a Swedish citizen. If you see this video, Greta Thunberg has been abducted by Israeli forces. And I have a message from the Swedish people to the Israeli government. Please keep her. We have had her so many years in Sweden and we cannot stand it anymore. So you are doing us a really big favor right now. Thank you very much.
Look, she was a cute kid in the beginning and that had some crazy ideas. Now she's just an ugly adult that still has crazy ideas. She's a little different. Immigration judge denied Kilmore Abrego Garcia's bid for asylum and gave him a 30-day appeal. But look, how many judges have had the opportunity to say, send this guy back, send him, deport him. He's not somebody we want in the United States. And the liberals just keep on fighting for him because that's what they're due. This shutdown, the Schumer shutdown, is about health care for illegals. And by the way, they busted them multiple times yesterday. So U.S. immigration judge on Wednesday denied the bid for asylum for Abrego Garcia, whose case has become a proxy war between immigration officials and the Democratic Party. The judge in Baltimore Immigration Court denied the application to be reopened for Abrego Garcia's 2019 asylum case, but there's not a final word. They'll give him 30 days to appeal that case. Apple taking down the ICE tracking app. Thank you, Apple. So we're not going to be able to follow ICE so people can shoot them and stuff. Thank you. But it's not like Apple did that on their own.
No.
Pam Bondi had to pressure them
yes.
to get it done.
True.
Yeah. They said you're going to come under legal problems for any actions that are taken from people using that app. Because we don't let them track our military. We don't let them track the FBI agents. We don't let them do that. We don't let them track local law enforcement officers. Why would we let them do this?
That's right.
So what next? Apple puts up a site where you can find potential victims if you're a child predator.
Right.
It would be about the same.
Yeah.
And so Apple, I mean, thank you for having a common sense to say this is going to get somebody killed. Yeah. But you didn't do it because you thought it was the right thing. You did it because you didn't want to get sued.
Right.
Thank you. Occidental Petroleum has agreed to sell Oxy Chemical to Berkshire Hathaway. Have you noticed Berkshire Hathaway really getting in the oil and gas industry as of late? This deal is a $9.7 billion cash deal. It was announced a couple days ago. Occidental planned to use $6.5 billion of the proceeds to reduce its debt and bring the principal debt below $15 billion. The deal is expected to close in the fourth quarter of 2025, as long as it gets, of course, regulatory approval. Tennessee set to execute the first woman in more than 2 centuries. So this woman, why treat women any different than men? So this woman is set to be executed. Christina Gale Pike is the only woman on Tennessee death row, and she is there because she is a murderer.
Yep.
If this execution goes ahead, Pike would be the first woman executed since 1820. And and the fourth woman in state history. She's 49 years of age, and she has been in prison for a long time. Pike was 18 when she carried out a 1995 torture and murder of a 19-year-old woman in Knoxville, Tennessee. Wow. Reagan-appointed judge, once again rebuked by the Supreme Court, continues to lambast Donald Trump. So the federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan all the way back made headlines this year for penning some of the most blistering opinions against Donald Trump's executive orders, including one case where he was criticized by 2 Supreme Court justices. So the judge, his name is William Young, appointed by Ronald Reagan, has spent nearly 4 decades on the federal bench. He was recently the author of that 161-page opinion about Donald Trump's attempts to deport and crack down on pro-Palestinian protesters on college campuses. And so this case will go back to the Supreme Court, I am sure. All right, a big bust. Guns were found in Bernalillo County. We'll get to that coming up next. Our morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. Find them right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. So if you're driving on 128, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up today. Unleaded green diesel, red diesel, DEF value, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Be safe on the road from the Twin Wells Fuel Station. We're going to get into the close down. Today is, what is it, the third or fourth day?
Of what?
Third.
Of
It
what?
was Wednesday. The government shutdown.
Third day of the government shutdown.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that this thing could end as soon as today. There's supposedly 5 Democrats that are ready to side with the Republicans and go back to work without obtaining $200 billion.
So they want to do it late in the afternoon to avoid the news cycle.
Probably. Yeah. That way the news cycle is over. I saw Joaquin Jeffries, and I'm going to do my Joaquin. I'm going to look at the camera. I got to look at the camera for
Let
this.
me go to where I can see you, because I can't see you.
I got to look at the camera.
Make sure you have the volume off.
We are not going to cave. Not going to happen. Joaquin Jeffries.
You forgot the
saying
YMCA.
They will not cave no matter what.
You forgot to do the
We will not cave. Yeah. God bless you, Hakeem. Yeah, you're not going to cave. So what you're saying is you're on the wrong side of everything. And I do mean everything. Crazy.
This is like,
Yeah.
where did he grab that cut from?
Well, that's so racist. That's right. How's it racist? Sombrero is now a sign of racism?
Negative.
No.
And by the way, people were wearing sombrero type hats long before, along with the Mexicans.
Well, I mean, look at the pilgrim hat. That's just like a sombrero with a big top.
Exactly. Exactly. So the idea that if you put on something that other people of another ethnicity wear, you're all of a sudden a racist.
No.
So if I put in cornrows today, am I a racist?
No.
Well, you got to grow hair first, but no.
Well, I got to grow. Yeah. Well, I could do it on my chin, maybe. Maybe. Ted Cruz talking about the shutdown, talking about some federal employees could lose their job. Here's what Ted Cruz had to say yesterday.
Schumer and the Democrats force a shutdown, which they now have, that President Trump is going to use that as an opportunity not to tell people you're furloughed for a few days, but instead to send pink slips and to get rid of left-wing bureaucrats who are imposing left-wing priorities that are contrary to President Trump's priorities. I think that is fantastic, and what it's going to do is it's going to cause Democrats in Congress to scream and weep and gnash their teeth. I cannot wait for the next Democrat lunch when they start screaming at each other, when they start seeing pink slips go out at the EPA, at the Department of Labor, at the IRS, and suddenly the bureaucrats that they are entrusting to advance their job-killing agenda are themselves without a job. That's what's going to end this shutdown, as the Democrats are realizing that President Trump is making major advances for economic liberty as a result of the Democrats' temper tantrum.
It is terrible when even Jake Tapper has figured out and CNN has figured out the Democrats are lying about health care for illegal aliens. You could hear Jake Tapper in this interview going, well, yeah, but what about this? And Hakeem Jeffries is like totally lost. Cut number 2, it's Jake Tapper and Hakeem Jeffries.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, Subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of health care subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is
it's a lie.
It's a lie. But what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand that.
Even Jake Tapper knows they're full of crapola.
And he's trying to give him so much cover. The way that he was saying that.
Now we know under Joe Biden how many people came into the country under the cover of amnesty.
Mm-hmm.
We went so far that we actually flew planes to certain countries to pick people up. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And so now those people, why are we giving free health care away? Is health care a constitutional right? The answer to that is absolutely not. It's not a constitutional right.
You're not looking at this the right way.
Right.
That's not how they see this. They hate America. They want to change it to be like what they think their ideal thing is, which is, by the way, the Soviet Union or China.
Yeah. They think that everybody should have everything free.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with a price. Look, if you look at a country like Norway or Iceland, their government is pretty much socialist.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay, in some cases, a 80% income tax on your income.
Almost 90
but
in
you
some
get
cases.
You get everything free.
Yeah.
But, and I'll just say this much. Crappy insurance is crappy insurance. And I'm starting to believe that Medicare is crappy insurance, as they denied every claim that I filed, and I'm paying $200+ a month for my insurance. And you know who we should take care of in this country? Not illegal foreigners. We should take care of our seniors who work their life. And we should take care of our military and our kids. Those are the three people, because in a lot of those cases, those people cannot take care of themselves.
Right.
Our military comes back broken in some cases. Our seniors are just old and can't take care of themselves, and our kids can't take care of themselves. So those three groups could be the most important. But the Democrats have propped up illegal migration and put them before me, the kids of America, and our veterans. Sad but true. So it looks like the AOC is scared of. Well, Schumer's scared of AOC.
That's the whole reason.
I love this guy. I love Mullins from Oklahoma. Here's what he had to say. Cut number 3.
This has all happened because the Schumer shutdown, because he's fearful of AOC running against him in 2028. If the Democrats are really concerned, they could open the government up in 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. We already have a bipartisan bill that 3 Democrats have voted for. We just need 5 more of them to join with us, and we can open the government up.
So supposedly 5 are going to cross today, and they'll reopen the government. I mean, but right now you're giving the keys to the castle to Donald Trump. You want to end that? 5 of you need to dig down deep and find the intestinal fortitude to cross over. We just need 5. Even CNN calling out Chuck Schumer. Even CNN saying you're wrong. Here's what happened yesterday with CNN.
This is the type of thing you've said about shutdowns in the past. Let's listen.
What if I persuaded my caucus to say I'm going to shut the government down? I'm going to not pay our bills unless I get my way. It's a politics of idiocy, of confrontation, of paralysis. Shutting down government over a policy difference is self-defeating. We can never hold American workers hostage again. While the CR bill is very bad, the potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down.
That was you 3 times in the past. Go ahead. What's different this time?
Yeah, that was in March, John, before they had done these horrible things to health care, before they had introduced these rescissions which would allow them to ignore the budget process. When I was majority leader, we had 13 times to vote on a budget. Do you know why there was no shutdown? We sat and negotiated with the Republicans every time. They got some things, we got some things. They did not negotiate at all. Now that they've seen they can't bludgeon us, they can't roll us, hopefully they're going to sit down and negotiate.
Didn't even remotely Chuck, answer the question.
Yeah, Chuck, you know why we didn't have a shutdown? Is the reason why I left the Republican Party.
Yep.
Because the Republican Party caved.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
Speaker Johnson caved every time. As a guy from Louisiana, like I am, a guy that graduated from LSU, and he continued to bend over for Chuck Schumer. That's why I'm not a Republican right now. That's why I left the party. So it's not because you negotiated. It's that Speaker Johnson bent over and caved. We'll hear much of that coming when we come back. We'll also talk about that guns, how many guns were seized in Albuquerque. Disney's numbers are down, and protesters came out again yesterday at the Roundhouse. And if you're thinking about getting a CDL, you better have your papers together. English speakers. We'll talk about New Mexico making changes to our CDL licenses. I'll dive into that. Price of oil this morning on Being the Breakfast Club, being brought to you by Wilbanks LLC. I met their safety director last night. Great people at Wilbanks LLC, serving the oil and gas industry in the Permian Basin since 1981. Look, they got 4 decades of experience, quality reputation. Wilbanks continues to provide crane to crane services in the ever-growing basin. Look, if you're dependent on these heavy machines, they've got you covered, and they've got them all. Truck cranes, rough terrain, all-terrain, crawlers, ranging from 50 tons to 350 tons capacity. Look, they've got the experience and the know-how and the equipment to get your next project started. Call them today. Doesn't matter if it's battery build, wire line, frac, plant builds, compression. They've got the team ready to go to work for you. Call Wilbanks LLC, 575-746-6318. Since 1981, Wilbanks LLC.
West Texas Intermediate is up 21 cents at $60.69. Brent crude is up 22 cents at $64.33. Natural gas is off 10 cents this morning at $3.34. And the wholesale cost on a gallon of gasoline, $1.86 this morning, Kevin.
All right, we'll get to that story about the guns coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd, and Roswell Homegrown in front of it. If you're at the Southeast New Mexico State Fair and you're visiting Roswell and you need feed for your animals that you're going to be showing or any type of supplies, get in there. Or maybe you're looking for some Western wear. They've got you covered there at Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. You can find them at roswelllivestock.com, your certified Purina dealer. And you can also find Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Here's the number, 575-622-4164. Monica and the text.
Is New Mexico going to pass a law that you have to be fluent in Spanish to get a CDL?
I'll give you the answer coming up.
I don't think it is right that people on welfare and illegal get free health care. And me, as a senior citizen in the military, don't get anything free. What is wrong with this country? John in Pio
That's
says,
backwards.
good morning. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful, awesome weekend. Thank you so much for your show. You guys are awesome. So are you, John. Thanks for listening.
You, John.
Lovington Patrick says, good luck to the Lovington Wildcats as they travel to Mayfield to take on the Trojans. Compete with class, boys, and may God protect the athletes on both teams. Safe travels to everyone taking the trip, and go Wildcats. Did you guys hear about the 5 guys charged with stealing oil and selling it in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that story early this morning.
And you'll hear it again in the news.
Yeah. So congratulations. You failed.
Okay. And Jay in the Patch sent a picture of a text. I'll get to it in just a second, Jay. Our TJ Breakfast Club fam said, thank you, B, for letting us know about Scott and Townsend. And good morning. Did you guys...
Maybe there's an excuse.
Right.
Maybe there is a legitimate reason. But
yeah, they didn't show up and vote present.
Yeah.
They
I
weren't
looked
there.
At the roll call.
They just weren't
didn't show
They
up.
weren't there,
So,
and we don't know why.
And good morning. Did you guys hear there is someone in Carlsbad taking down the gun show sign for this weekend? Aren't they protected, much like the candidate signs that they put out?
I don't know if that would be protected, but
depends on where they are.
It's kind of chicken shite.
Well, here's the difference. Is if you put it in a public right-of-way, the city will come remove it no matter what it's for.
Sure.
So is it by an intersection? If so, the city probably took it.
Yeah.
Just they would for a political candidate too.
Right.
By the way, we'll still run those ads. You can count on that.
Amen.
And Jason from VFW said he's within eyeshot of our booth, and he'll come and see us tonight, Blake.
All right.
Yeah, please do.
Thank you, Jason. And that's it for the text.
I was looking at the stock market this morning. We're a little ways away from them opening, but we're at plus 78 this morning. And that we're at 46,519. And that's before they actually open. So maybe today we will hit that all-time record. Blake, the all-time record is 46.
Well, right now we're at it before opening, 34 minutes, 46,848 is what it says right now.
Oh, 848. So that I think that is the record.
Let me look at that.
I think that's pretty much close. While you're doing that, let me get to the leftists. Do a makeshift cage outside the roundhouse. Where did they get permission? You can just put up, can I bring cattle out there and let them, who gives them permission to build a makeshift cage outside the roundhouse? Do you need permission to demonstrate there? Do you need a permit? If you're building a makeshift cage, do you need a construction permit for that?
I don't know.
The whole idea of cages, it was your Democratic Party that started this. Obama and Biden were the first to put kids in cages.
Mm-hmm.
One protester named Prananda Banda whined about waiting until January to debate was not good enough. So the governor, they did not take up a discussion on ICE facilities in New Mexico. She's actually mad at the governor, didn't want to put it on the agenda to end federal detention centers in New Mexico. By the way, Andreas Vasquez, spokesperson for the New Mexico Dream Team, spoke a familiar note claiming that as people are getting picked up off the street by ICE, they're being thrown into cages. They're being separated from their families. In reality, those held by ICE are there because they have violated the law, by the way. That they aren't randomly just picking up willy-nilly people. Now, if you're illegally in the country and they're looking for somebody and you're harboring a fugitive, yes, they're going to pick you up and detain you because that's a mark of bad character. Sorry, but the whole idea of people in cages, how are you supposed to detain these people? Put them in 5-star hotels?
That's what they want to do.
So Johnny Hernandez, another protester, claims that New Mexico has an opportunity to end the complacency of private prisons in New Mexico. By the way, we don't like business in New Mexico. Private prisons employ a lot of people.
Your governor shut down lots of small businesses, so I could argue that they don't like business in New Mexico.
So he wants New Mexico to be sanctuary free for all. You know what, Johnny, I might go along with that if people will not be on the system and will not have babies in the United States. I might go along with that. I'm serious. I might say, yeah, let's open the border, but no welfare for anybody. And I'm talking about anybody. No welfare, no food stamps, no Medicaid for anybody, because that's the only way you can sustain open borders. Sorry, Johnny, sanctuary for all. 48 guns seized, 2 arrests made in operation in Bernalillo County by the Sheriff's Department, in an operation along with others. The Auto Theft Unit and the U.S. Marshals made arrests in this operation. They actually took 48 guns off the street. Ewan McAfee, 40 years old, and Ruben Gonzalez, 45 years old, were arrested. McAfee has been charged with a felon in possession of a firearm. Imagine that. Gonzalez had multiple warrants out for his arrest when they made the arrest. The FBI have federal charges against him, and they took 48 guns from these 2 individuals. So you want to know, Governor and our state reps, how these individuals get guns? It's not law-abiding citizens that are the problem. It's these felons that continue to do bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's time to understand that. Crazy. All right, Blake, you're going to have to help me because I don't have it in front of me. KWMW, Maljamar, 105.1 FM. KWES, 93.5 in Ruidoso. And you can find us this morning at KDAZ AM 700, 96.9 in Albuquerque. See, I think I got it.
You
done.
got it fine.
You got it.
And we're also on TV in Albuquerque and Santa Fe probably this morning as well on 20.1.
Yeah.
KNMQ.
Yeah. So you can tune in all over the place. By the way, if you're watching on the stream, we appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the like button and share us if you would do that. That's a way of us growing, and maybe we'll be able to monetize that in the future if they don't kill us again.
And thank you to the new followers who follow us on social media. And if you don't already follow us on social media, please follow us. Yeah, I know.
Thank you. And by the way, you want to advertise on the show, please get in touch with us. We'll return the call and get in touch with you. So if you would like to be part of the pretty much statewide show, we are the only station that pretty much statewide. I think we cover more of this state than any radio show in New Mexico.
I think that's
Disney attendance has plunged to an all-time low in 2025 as visitors, they say it's like a ghost town. Well, maybe, I've seen TikTok videos of Disney. Maybe you can go down on your price. Same thing, Vegas. It's like a ghost town. Yeah, it's those tariffs that killed us. No, you guys were on the demise since COVID, and your prices are ridiculous. And the resort fees are ridiculous. Stop those 2 things, and maybe people will go back. It's a Friday at 7:03. Kelly Loeffler talks about the shutdown. Here's what Kelly Loeffler had to say about the shutdown. Cut number 5.
Shutdown comes amid a historic economic comeback thanks to President Trump's powerful America First agenda. And we're seeing that small businesses are accessing capital at really record rates that we announced earlier this week. That means Main Street's growing, it's thriving, it's investing and hiring. But that all comes to a stop thanks to the Schumer shutdown. That means about 300 small businesses every every week will not get access to critical capital. That's about $200 million a week. That's about 30 veteran-owned small businesses. It's manufacturers. It's everything that this economy was doing to power back after Bidenomics just crushed it, crowded out the private sector, and now Schumer wants to do it again. Democrats want $1.5 trillion to support those that don't want to work. They want to support illegal aliens, and they want to pay for it on the backs of the hardest working Americans, and that includes small business owners.
Bad situation. And we'll hear from Anna Paulina Luna coming up, and who's getting paid, who's not getting paid. We'll get to that in just a second. New Mexico Motor Vehicle Department is pausing all CDLs for non-domicile foreign nationals. So the Motor Vehicle Department is tightening up the rules for truck drivers as the feds are coming down on the states. The department will pause commercial driver's licenses and learning permits to foreign nationals who do not have a permanent residence in the United States. The pause comes after the feds restrict who is eligible for a non-domicile commercial driver's license. So it's bad enough that New Mexico was not following the rules about being proficient in English. They were giving driver's licenses, CDL driver's licenses, to people that weren't even in the country legally. By the way, these changes will apply to new licenses and renewals. And then you might want to know, well, how many people have we given those driver's licenses to? The department says right now New Mexico has 204 active non-domicile commercial driver's license. That's a sweet way of saying non-domicile people that aren't legally residents of this state, our country. By the way, they've only issued about 500 since 2023. Only 500 is what they're saying. So, and you know why they're doing this? They're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it because they were about to lose all federal highway money. That's the reason they're doing it. They're not doing it because they thought it was oh, no, I think this is what we should do. No, that's not why they're doing it. Remember that Kentucky cheerleader who gave birth to a baby and left it in the closet and then went on the cheer? Remember that?
Yes.
Her name is Laken Snelling. Allegedly, she was the roommate for the cheerleader, and she said that they could hear her giving birth and found the newborn in the closet, stuffed in a black plastic bag. Her roommates say they have been suspicious of Laken Snelling, that she was hiding a pregnancy, and they heard strange noises as the 21-year-old gave birth to the baby boy in their off-campus house in Lexington, Kentucky, and then wrapped it in a plastic bag. Now, aren't they complicit for not calling the police?
Yes.
No. Oh, they are?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they eventually they did call the police. The roommates did call the police, and they said the baby was cold to the touch, but it had been that way. When she gave the birth to the baby, it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. So this was much later. Of course, the baby is dead. It's in a plastic bag. Clovis police.
And it does make them complicit because they didn't do it right away. Even if they did it later, it's like if somebody robbed a bank and you knew it, but you waited a day to call, you would still be complicit.
Right. Yeah. Looks like Clovis police made a big arrest. The police department special operations unit reported the Region 5 drug task force, along with the ATF, made a arrest in Clovis. Search warrant was issued, and they seized 5 rifles and 2 braces for an AR pistol, 6 pistols, and more. 24-year-old man arrested on drug and gun charges, and he is now in the Curry County Detention Center. U.S. is in a conflict with the drug cartel. Donald Trump said this yesterday, saying he's declaring war on the drug cartels, and because they are unlawful combatants to the United States, not just in the Caribbean, Donald Trump is saying closer to the home, they're going to war with the cartels. Not saying they're going to invade Mexico, but going to war with the cartels right here in the United States. Quinn, how many pounds of coke did I say? 1 million pounds of coke was apprehended in Florida?
It was
1 million
Yeah,
pounds
it was like
of
it was
cocaine.
millions.
just like a shipload.
Yeah.
It was like a weekend at Hunter's house. I mean, it was a ridiculous amount. Yeah, it was crazy. All right, we got taking out trash coming up. Things that happened on this date in history. Our national anthem and our pledge still to come. All right, who's getting paid? Who's not getting paid? We'll get to that up next. But Anna Paulina Luna talks about the Democrats are doing TikTok videos while kids are starving. Look, I love Anna Paulina Luna, but I just don't know if kids are starving. And I get WIC has ended.
Right.
Are kids really starving in the United States?
Well, she makes a compelling
Do
argument.
we really need the dramatics from the Republican Party like the Democratic Party? Kids are going to starve. People are going to die. Closing hospitals every day in New Mexico. Here's Anna Paulina Luna. That's a lot.
To say one of the grossest things that I've had to witness in Congress is the lack of empathy for the American people as a whole. You have the WIC program that currently provides food and nutrition to women, infants, and children specifically to the tune of 6.7 million individuals rely on this program. And guess what? While Congress is getting a paycheck while we're in a shutdown because they can't put aside their ego and negotiate with the administration, you have people that are genuinely going to starve because of this. So yes, these have consequences when people can't put aside their differences. I would also say that it is factual that they are advocating for healthcare for illegals. Meanwhile, our own people are starving. So if you want to know why people hate politicians, if you want to know why people genuinely can't stand Congress and why we have one of the lowest approval ratings, it's because of stuff like this. It's unacceptable. And the fact is that while Democrats are running down the halls of Congress filming TikTok videos, kids are starving.
Yeah, I don't know if kids are starving. We do have food banks. We have other organizations. WIC is an awesome plan. I just don't know if kids are starving in America. Look, I've seen starving kids. I've seen what kids are look like when they're starving. I just don't know if we have starving kids. You know, a lot of people say I need food stamps because my kids are starving. Look at their kids, and they're like 6 years old and 200 pounds.
Yeah.
That kid ain't starving.
Right.
That kid is not starving. By the way, he's got $200 sneakers on and got an iPhone,
Come
too.
on.
I don't think he's poor either. That's just me. All right, when we come back, who's going to get paid? Who's not going to get paid? We're going to get to that coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning. Being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew, standing up to the governor. Yeah, if you were following yesterday, Randy voted. He showed up. He actually showed up and voted correctly for Southeast New Mexico. You can count on that from Randy Pettigrew. Yeah, he's a constitutional conservative. Want to keep up with what's going on in New Mexico? Sometimes we got craziness going on in this state. Randy Pettigrew is representing his constituents of District 61. He shows up and votes. And he's not voting with the governor because the governor has some radical ideas. He's standing with New Mexico, standing for Southeast New Mexico. And when you represent a district like 61, you're supposed to vote for the people. That's what he does. By the way, if you don't know Randy, you're new to District 61. Find out more information at randypettigrew.com. Sign up today at randallpettigrew.com. Message paid for by our buddy Randy Pettigrew. Monica in the text.
Shutdown should start with Congress paychecks and perks,
Amen.
said Salty Dog. And Kathy from the Patch said, Kevin, as a foster parent, formally, I want you to know that WIC is absolutely vital to giving kids food, especially kids that aren't in the foster care system, that are still in the hands of their parents, and their only food source is WIC. You need to understand it is vital.
It's a good program. It's a good program, but I don't know if kids are starving because WIC is shut down for 3 days.
If they shut down the Coke supply, what is the oil field going to do? Said this silly texter. And I have a conspiracy theory for you guys to ponder on because I can see the signs and of the what if. Ready? What if because the Republicans became complacent, took a hold and didn't go out to vote, the Democrats took hold of the chance and has made it possible to keep this area in a stranglehold in every possible direction, from denying construction projects for more people to vote conservatively in the Pecos Valley area, to retaining oil and gas gross receipts funds to further advance life out here, to making sure that people in current power positions stay there through gerrymandering. That was a mouthful. You know, that's a very good
Get out and vote.
Good question.
Get out and vote.
Aaliyah says, I will see you tonight, Monica. Y'all have a good day, crew. Aaliyah, I look forward to meeting you tonight. And Jason from the VFW says, jobs are absolutely vital to giving kids food, and self-control is vital to bringing starving kids into this world. And self-control, from bringing kids into this world.
Amen. Amen. Look, I think WIC is one of the only federal funded programs that I'm actually like, this is a great program. Mm-hmm. My point of that is I don't think after 3 days that we've got kids that are actually starving in the United States.
No.
I wish the food stamp program, they just basically copied
like
WIC.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
where you could only get certain stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Why are people buying rib racks? You know, the ribeye racks
and soda.
I'm buying chicken, and they're paying for it. I think, the food stamp program should be staples, beans, rice, chicken, milk, cereal. And here's a great idea. When I go on Sam's.com and I see energy drinks accepted by EBT, I'm like, what kind of BS is that? I got to pay for my damn energy drinks. Look, we got so much ridiculous stuff in this country. I could go on for days, but look, WIC is a great program. We need more of WIC and less of food stamps.
Agreed.
And look, there's a lot of working women that have been abandoned by men. And I was a working guy that was abandoned by I wasn't abandoned by the woman, but she was not taking care of her kids. So if a man has custody of the kids, that woman should pay him child support, just like if the woman had custody of the kids. Right?
I hear no arguments.
I hear no arguments.
I mean, and so, but I was blessed that I had a good job and I never had to get on public assistance. But there are women out there that are struggling because they've had 2 or 3 babies, and now the baby daddy ain't paying his child support. Well, I get it. They need help. So I will never poo-poo that idea. I'm going to tell you who I'll poo-poo the idea. The lazy people. The lazy people that ain't doing nothing to better themselves. That's who, and we got jobs open all across New Mexico and the United States. All right, let's take our break. We're coming back. It's already 7:18, 18 after 7. Morning show being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, and other all-field gear like hard hats, work boots, steel-toe boots, safety gear. They have a section of boots that are just $99. If you go in there this weekend, ask about, hey, what section of boots are just $99? They'll point you in the right direction. That's one thing you can count on at Rig Outfitters. My buddy Joe, his staff is friendly and ready to help you from the moment you walk in the store. They also have furniture, appliances, and electronics, and they offer zero-down financing. Go check them out, rigoutfitters.com. They're in the Broadmoor Mall, and Hobbs are right next to Scrub Outfitters. Scrub Outfitters has the largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles. Dickies, Healing Hands, Med Couture, Peaches, They've got all the big name brands, plus compression socks and comfy shoes and equipment to go to work in the medical field. Follow them on Facebook or check them out. They're right next to Rig Outfitters and the Broadmoor Mall. We're coming right back. We're on the Breakfast Club 719.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The U.S. Attorney's Office has charged 5 men, including an employee of Plains All-American Pipeline facilities in New Mexico, in a large-scale conspiracy to steal millions of dollars of crude oil from New Mexico and sell it in Texas. The men allegedly used a truck to steal the oil from the company and store it in Carlsbad. Investigators documented more than 20 truckloads over 4 weeks, with hundreds of barrels taken per day. The scheme also involved fake documents and an attempt to recruit more men to assist. All 5 men face charges, with 2 currently in custody awaiting trial. And several area football teams rank highly in the state rankings heading into the weekend games, including the Artesia Bulldogs, who are ranked number 6 in the state and number 1 in Division 5A. The Hobbs Eagles rank number 7 in the state and are ranked number 6 in Division 6A. The Roswell Coyotes rank number 12th in the state and number 2 in 5A. Carlsbad ranked number 13 in the state and number 10 in Division 6A, while Lovington ranks number 23 in the state and number 5 in Division 5A. In the state Division 3A rankings, Dexter comes in at number 2 and Ruidoso comes in at number 8, while in the state Division 2A rankings, Eunice ranks number 3, Jow ranks number 4, Loving number 7, Tularosa number 9, and Capitan number 16. Tatum ranks number 3 in the 8-man division, while Cloudcroft ranks number 14 in the 8-man division. And the 61st Annual Shriners Children's Lee County Pancake Extravaganza happens 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday at the Hobbs High School Commons. The annual all-you-can-eat event has become one of the most anticipated in the area, and all proceeds go to care for a range of orthopedic conditions, as well as care for burn injuries, craniofacial conditions, spine care, and spinal cord injuries, along with sports medicine in children. And the pancakes that draw people from near and far are rumored to be among some of the best anywhere. Tickets are only $5 and they're available from any Shriner or at the door. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Attention gun enthusiasts, mark your calendars because the Ultimate Gun Show is coming to Carlsbad and you don't want to miss it.
505 Productions is hosting a massive 3-day gun show at the Walter Gerald's Event Center in Carlsbad. With over 170 tables featuring guns, ammo, knives, and accessories, you'll find everything you need from top New Mexico vendors. Whether you're a collector or a first-time buyer, this is your chance to explore an incredible selection at unbeatable prices, plus free parking and an ATM on site.
The show kicks off Friday, October 3rd from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, October 4th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is only $7 a day or $10 for the weekend, and children under 12 are free. Visit 505productions.com for more details. Don't miss out.
All right, everyone, listen up. Pay attention. At Permian Ford, you'll always find the best selection, lowest price, and outstanding customer service. No trick plays, just straightforward business. With model year-end savings, upgrade and save today. Permian Ford refuses to let price stand in the way of winning your business. You can score big on rugged trucks, sleek sedans, and SUVs. The best play is with Permian Ford on the corner of Del Paso and Sanger.
Permian Ford.
Visit PermianFord.net.
Truck Central USA.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
There's a fall festival of values this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Boston butt pork roast, $1.77 a pound. Beef bottom round roast, $5.99 a pound. Get your chicken breast or tenders, $2.49 a pound. In produce, fresh squash, $1 a pound. Large Hass avocados, $1 each, and get your Dole Garden salad 12-ounce bag for just $1. And big grocery specials. Philadelphia cream cheese, 2 for $5. Banquet pot pies, 88 cents a piece. Get your Tide Simply Laundry detergent. Big 117-ounce liquid, only $9.98. It's a fall festival of values and savings this week where your grocery dollar's always gone farther. Bob's Fritzway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
As part of the ongoing effort to keep the roads of New Mexico safe, we would like to share a list of things you should never attempt behind the wheel of your automobile.
Texting your friends, wrestling your friends, eating a sandwich, making a sandwich, hugging your kids, buckling your kids, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth, adjusting your seat, rubbing your feet, reading the paper, using a shaver, applying makeup,
You get
applying
the
to
point.
college.
A large number of car crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving. Drive safe, New Mexico.
Paid for by the New Mexico Department of Transportation and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and the station.
Big changes are happening at the Lee County Event Center. They're undergoing a major renovation to bring you a better, more modern venue, inside and out. While the arena is temporarily closed during construction, they're still open for business. The banquet halls remain available and ready to host your next event. From safety meetings and corporate training to baby showers, birthday parties, and wedding receptions, the Lee County Event Center can accommodate you. Need space, service, and support? They have you covered with flexible rooms, affordable rates, and a professional team that cares. Conveniently located in Hobbs, New Mexico on the Lovington Highway. Let them help you plan your perfect event during this exciting time of transformation. Call 575-391-2901 to book today. The Lee County Event Center. The arena is closed, but the banquet halls are open. Your experience is their priority, even during renovation.
We'll knock off now and take the next 2 days off. How's that?
In the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
To do is pop you up. Little sugar baby down the road. She's sitting on a radio and rocking on gold. We'll dance up a storm and later on tonight we'll be working on doing all the wrong things right. That's right. It's finally Friday. I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday. I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good time.
God bless America. God bless you. 7:26. Kids off to school. Best of luck to the Dolphins tomorrow as they have their first football game. Little Adrian's ready. He's in beast mode.
How cute.
Good for him.
And Allison lost her volleyball game yesterday, but she did good.
Yeah, it's her team that doesn't do good.
Well, I mean, to a certain degree, that's the way it is. Did you guys see that they arrested some folks in Portland, Oregon last night? You know who they arrested? The conservative journalists. That's who they arrested. I follow this guy. He's a conservative journalist. He's more of an independent journalist.
Kind of went after somebody else.
Yeah, and they arrested him, captured on video, him taken into custody in Portland, Oregon during a night of chaotic protest going on outside the ICE Enforcement Center. The arrest came in Portland as the Portland Police Bureau, not Department, Bureau, darn it, monitoring the protest during the evening and observed the protest participants engaging in fights.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick basically says they came after me and they sprayed a liquid on me and I went back after them. Look, if you spray pee on me, I am probably going to do my best to whip your butt. And when I say probably do my best, I mean, I might not win that battle, but I'm going to do my best to do that. So this fight became, the participant was knocked to the ground. See, these ICE people like shoving and pushing people, but when somebody throws hands on them, it's not good. Not good. Evidently, he handled his business.
Yeah,
the fight ended with one participant being knocked to the ground and did not lose consciousness, but requested medical help. I need my mommy.
They carried him off. They had one guy on each leg and on each arm, and they carried that guy off. They just showed that video a minute ago.
Mommy. Yeah. I mean, the whole idea, if you are there and pushing me and that type of stuff, don't I have the right to protect myself?
Amen.
I mean, the journalists are there to cover the event. Now,
Right.
is he a conservative? Yes, he is. But you swing at me, I should have the right to swing back, except if you're in Portland.
Well, here again, I don't have a problem with citizens doing things like filming and doing all that kind of stuff, but citizen journalists.
No, he is a journalist. He is a legitimate journalist.
Okay, so accredited.
He writes magazine stories and he's an investigative reporter. He is actually a real journalist, and they swarmed around him and pushed him and into a flower bed. Somebody threw a punch at him, and he came out swinging.
Mm-hmm.
And, to me, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll have his day in court. So.
Yeah, he'll have his day in court. I'm just wondering why the other folks weren't arrested.
Well, they did.
Oh,
they did arrest
the locals.
Yeah, but they arrested the dude that he almost knocked out. At least the guy that knocked down and they carried off. They arrested him too.
Yeah, I'm sure Kamala Harris and LeBron James bailed him out, though. I'm sure. Looks like a review comparing hot yoga to conventional exercise found that hot yoga didn't quite live up to the heart-healthy hype that it had been getting. Here's a great idea. If you're going to twist yourself in a pretzel, doesn't mean you got to get baked before you twist yourself in the pretzel or after. Just start. And for those folks that don't understand what baked is, ask somebody a little younger than you. You'll get it. And when I hear the word hot yoga, you know what I thought? No ugly people were allowed in it. That's what I thought. Evidently, I was a little off. And at the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, 2 events, softball and canoeing, will be held in 3 states away in Oklahoma. So softball competition and canoeing are Olympic sports, but will not be held in Los Angeles. They'll be held in Oklahoma City.
What the? Like, there's no places between Los Angeles and OKC?
I don't know,
you
but
go across
Oklahoma
Arizona,
City.
Nevada, New Mexico, parts of Texas.
Wow, Oklahoma City. Wow. People from all over the world are going to go. Where are we going? Los Angeles? No, Oklahoma City. Well, it's a little safer. Maybe.
Man.
Maybe.
That's not
Corey Lambowski serves as the informal advisor to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, announced they're going to the Super Bowl. And, of course, former Indy driver, NASCAR driver Danica Patrick is complaining about the choice of Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. She'd been quite outspoken, saying the halftime show is America's biggest sporting event and it's going to be all in Spanish. I haven't heard if Bad Bunny is going to sing in Spanish or in English, or if it's going to be, maybe it's going to be bilingual. Maybe.
Well, I always thought the halftime show was supposed to be an entertainment venue for everyone.
No, this is going to be a political moment for sure. And if you think this is by accident, you're really mistaken. You are. Disney removed all untitled Marvel movies from its upcoming release calendar. So they've just taken all Marvel movies off the calendar.
All the untitled ones.
Yeah. So
all the extra woke ones.
Yeah. The announcement came alongside the news that the release of the second Simpsons movie was coming out July 23rd, 2027. And the date was originally held for an untitled Marvel Studio project, but then they tidied that up a little bit. So if you're a fan of The Simpsons, September 23rd, 2027. 7. Lawyers are preparing to sue Donald Trump over the H-1B visa changes. So employment immigration lawyers are prepared to sue the president of the United States over changes to the H-1B visa program.
Funny thing is, you can't do that while he's in office.
Yeah, Donald Trump changed the way that would go down with an executive order saying foreign workers coming to the United States would have to put up a $100,000 bond. And India instantly got picked. But yeah, the immigration attorneys are now filing suit against the Trump administration. Also, a big change that came down just a couple days ago was that no people that are in the country, let me get this right, that are in the country illegally will be able to send money outside the United States. And I don't know how they prevent you from sending money outside the United States if you're not in the country legally. Because in states like New Mexico, you'll get a driver's license if you're legal or not legal in the state of New Mexico. So I don't know how you prevent them. I think it's a great idea that they will not be able to wire money outside the United States, and a way to prevent them from sending money back home. But I don't know how you prevent that. And I have always said one way to get Mexico to go along with the United States is simply get a hold of that money and tax all, and I do mean all American money going to foreign countries. 2% tax, 4% tax. That would also include me sending money to the Philippines.
Amen.
So I would be taxed. We would get out of national debt quick. Just a 2% tax.
Yep.
I would go as far as a 4 or 5% tax. Instead of putting the tax on American citizens, you put the tax on people sending money out of the United States, because that money is leaving our economy.
Yep. Amen.
Start thinking, people. Start thinking. About time we all start thinking. Alleged street racing results in a fiery crash in Farmington. What was intended to be a routine police stop for illegal street racing turned into a horrific fiery crash, with one woman now facing charges as a result of that. The deputy chief in Farmington, Kyle Dowdy, described the crash, saying it's probably the worst that he has witnessed in his career. That happened last Friday night in Farmington. Here's if you want to race, please go to the track and race. And Monica, have you heard about P. Diddy? Oh, no. P. Diddy was back in court yesterday.
Okay. Did he come sliding in on the baby oil?
Yeah. P. Diddy, a slick mover, said that he is reformed.
Whatever.
He said, I'm a changed man.
Whatever.
And his new sponsor.
I have changed.
He has a new sponsor. It's KY. That's what he means.
Hey.
I am a changed man, and I'm changed. I have repented.
That's what he said.
Look for P. Diddy probably to be the new Al Sharpton. Reverend Al. He'll be Reverend P.
We're going to talk about Al later on.
Yeah, Reverend P. So anyway, he is begged. He said, I'm a changed man. So he's been charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution. And he is begging the judge to let him go. He said, look, this was a life-changing event. And, I have changed. In light of everything, I am a changed man. We'll see what the judge has to say about all of that. And an Albuquerque woman charged in connection with the death of her daughter spoke with police. So the Albuquerque mother now facing charges in the death of her 18-month-old daughter. Emergency crews rushed to the scene as the girl was not breathing. And Vanessa Chavez has been arrested in connection with the death of that daughter, 18-month-old daughter. By the way, drugs, yes, they were involved. That's for sure. So no word on when her trial date is, but she has been arrested. At Harvard, congratulations. You have taken things to a whole nother level. Harvard University's newest professor is a drag queen named Lahore
Vaginal.
Lahore Vajistanen. And Mr. Vajistanen is going to teach a class at Harvard and drag queens.
Oh, gosh.
So congratulations to Mr. Lahore Vajistan, drag queen. You can get a degree in drag queens. Heavy on the makeup classes, please. Heavy makeup. All right, 7:39. Monica and the text. We'll go back to our sound bites coming up in just a second. Already 7:39. We're running late. By the way, running late this morning being brought to you by Eric at Pops Power Washing. 11 years. Eric is never late, cleaning up your oil field equipment and your spills, and can take care of your company fleets. And he's never late. Yeah, put him on the schedule. 575-704-0330. And then make the appointment and watch your clock. Now you can tell him you're the first time you've been late in 11 years, but he's not going to disappoint you. Give him a call. If you've been waiting for your person that you usually do business with for power washing and they're late, call Eric. He's never late. 575-704-0330. Running late this morning being brought to you by Pops Power Washing, 11 years, and they have never been late. Monica in the text.
Kathy from the Patch said, you guys are absolutely right. The EBT system is so corrupt. If they would just make it like the WIC program, then we would be saving a lot of money to only allow them certain things like hamburger meat, chicken, rice, not
Amen.
lobster and crab. Amen,
Caviar.
Kathy. You hit
So
the nail on the head. Nemo says, good morning, everyone. I got a chance to speak this time last year with Mr. Randall Pettigrew through the United Way at the Heiser campus in Hobbs. Awesome. He's a stand-up guy. I very much enjoyed the genuine conversation he had with me and anyone who would speak with him. Papa Top says, yeah, they buy beef or they use food stamps, SNAP, to buy beef to turn around and sell it for 10 times at the taco wagons. Papa Top, I know of some who do that. Another one said, we have free daycare now. No excuse for anyone not to work. Allah. Speaking about visas.
Well, you know what that's going to be? We're going to give people free daycare, and they're going to drop their kids off, and they're going to go back home and sleep the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Babysitters. We have just given people babies. Look, daycare is ridiculous. No doubt. Daycare is ridiculous. We have hardworking mothers that are working and need help with daycare. Should we help them? Most definitely. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the cockroaches that sit at home all day.
Sure.
And
Amen.
you know why I call them cockroaches? Some people, well, you're a racist. You call people cockroaches. That had nothing to do with color of skin.
They scatter when the light
Something-
comes on.
They sleep all day and come out at night. When the lights are off, they scurry.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prevent illegals from wiring money? You control the wire company. Walmart will be the new ICE hangout, said this texter. 33% tax on all money getting sent out of the country should be what they do. CJ from Hobbs says, regarding the halftime show choice of Bad Bunny, personally, it's hard for me to watch or want anything to do with anyone that was frequently partying with Diddy. And I unfortunately can't unhear an audio of him crying and getting destroyed by Diddy. Gross. No, thank you. I can't watch any movie with Will Smith. I don't want to hear about Meek Mill. Nothing. They're all just something else, huh, CJ?
I mean, P. Diddy actually said, God made me a stronger, wiser, cleaner, sober man today. Do I think people can change? Think that people have the capacity of change? And I'm going to tell you, it's always the first thing that people go to.
I agree.
God has made me a stronger man. All of a sudden, who knows? Diddy might come out and be a pastor next. He's going to be a jailhouse pastor.
While I don't doubt that everyone finds God in jail and in prison, it's the perfect time to. It's what you do when you're out that tells. That's when I'll judge you by your fruit. That's what the Bible says. I'll read that one in just a sec. I had to get the new Real ID to fly during the summer. With all of this documentation to prove who I was, get this, the spelling was wrong on my last name on my new Real ID.
Ooh.
I flew to Florida, got on numerous planes with the flight tickets in one name and my ID in another. This is real stupid that they didn't catch it, said in-law outlaw. Dang, that's tough.
Actually flown with a driver's license that was expired.
Wow.
And they never caught it.
Selling your food stamps should be a crime with jail time and penalties for both parties.
Amen.
Have you talked about the guy who shot and killed 2 O'Reilly's employees over an oil filter in Albuquerque? The guy is claiming self-defense. Shaking my head.
Yeah, they released a video of that. That story is a couple weeks old when he did it, but they released a video.
Mm-hmm.
Shaking my head. What
Claiming
happened
self-defense.
to standing?
He went in there to buy oil and came out and shot 2 employees. Crazy story.
What happened to 10 toes standing and holding your own? 10 toes down and holding your own. I guess I got to start caring from now on, said a texter. And hey, B, maybe you should be president. You've got all the good ideas, said biggest fan. And
I'm not saying I got all the big good ideas, but I got some common sense.
this is a very long one. Okay. It's 2 paragraphs. It's got a lot of stuff in it. I have a cousin who works for Eddy County HSD, and I asked her if it was true that illegals receive SNAP and Medicaid, and this is her response. No, ma'am, they do not. However, there are some work amounts. If an illegal has a child that is an American citizen, then the child can get benefits, but just for them. I have a cousin who works for Eddy County. Oh, then she said,
By the way,
usually a
if
child.
they came in under the Biden amnesty program, they are getting food stamps and benefits. How many people came in under the amnesty program under Biden? About 10 million people.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, they're now being sent back home. But in the meantime, how much money have we spent on these individuals? I will give you the answer to that. Last year, we spent about $200 billion funding illegal immigration, putting them up in 5-star hotels, free food, free benefits, free health care, $200 billion of our hard-earned tax dollars. Crazy.
Okay, and then
Crazy.
it went on to say, usually a child which in case will get max benefits, which is $298 for food stamps. Now, on medical assistance, if an illegal was to go to the emergency room and get services, there they can apply for what's called EMSA. That is a one-time only payment to pay for that emergency care. This is because a hospital cannot deny a person care even if they do not have insurance. So this will ensure that the hospital will get some type of payment. It does not cover follow-ups or any medications or other doctor visits, just the ER. If they get admitted from the ER, then it will pay for that. For example, if it's a household of 5 and only 1 citizen, they will only get benefits for that 1 citizen, usually a child, which in case will get those max benefits.
Look, I used to sit at the border in Eagle Pass and watch the emergency vehicles come from Mexico and the emergency vehicles come from Eagle Pass, and they would transport pregnant women from one emergency vehicle to the next, rush them to the hospital. They would have the baby. They would file for all the benefits in the United States and then go back to Mexico. I personally know individuals that live in Mexico and get food stamps and benefits in the United States. How many kids cross the border every day into the United States just to go to school?
A lot.
A lot. A lot. See, why is it our responsibility to educate and feed foreigners, Mexican citizens? And in return, you know who they respect? Mexico. They respect Mexico. They don't respect America.
No.
I always say, you know, if at the table you eat at, be thankful that you eat at that table.
Yep.
Instead, a lot of people come to our house, eat our food, and take a shite right on the table.
Well, they treat us like a doormat, and no one respects the doormat.
Sad but true. 2 more, Monica.
Good morning. B, I asked you yesterday, but it was too late. I am trying to send money to the Philippines, and they have GCash, but it doesn't let me register, other than Western Union. Would a cashier's check work? If you can answer, let me know.
Uses Remitly. That's who I use.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jeffrey Dahmer was baptized and gave himself to God before he was killed. Do you guys think that he made it to heaven? Asks OJ. Do you want my honest answer? Absolutely.
If he did.
Yeah, we
If
can
he
all ask
honestly
for
did.
forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah, we can all ask for forgiveness. All right, we're going to get to John Kennedy. Also, who's getting paid during the shutdown. We'll get to that. And we'll talk about the man with the world's longest beard. How long is it? I'll tell you coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by La Tienda in Pecos, Texas. You can find them on Eddy Street. Some of the specials going on right now. Chicken breast are tenders, $2.49 a pound. Shrimp, it's cooked for $6.99 a pound. Beef bottom round roast, $5.99 a pound. And Boston butt pork roast, just $1.77 a pound. Produce department, it's dollar days. They've got the Honeycrisp apples, $1 a pound. Squash is $1 a pound. Avocados, $1 each. And garden salad, it's from Dole, 12-ounce bag, just $1. Red Diamond tea, 2 gallons, $6. Also in the deli department, the oven roasted turkey breast, just $7.99 a pound. Virginia smoked ham, $5.99 a pound. And get the roast beef for $12.99 a pound. You know where you can find the Codus beer in Pecos? You can find that at La Tienda in Pecos on Eddy Street. And right now they've got also, along with cold beer, they've got Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite, $6.99 for a 12-pack. Check them out today. Monica, how long do you think the longest beard in the world is?
I'm going to say 3 feet.
No, I'm going to go like 8 feet.
8 feet, bro?
So in Alabama, this guy set the world record for the longest beard. His name is Rudolfo Martino from Birmingham, Alabama. Set the Guinness World Book of Records. The longest natural beard locks on a living person, 3 foot 6 inches long.
Yeah.
And he's got it braided, and it's hanging down past his waist. By the way, set the Guinness World Book of Records. What does he get along with that? I have no idea. So with a beard that long, do you shampoo it? Do you put conditioner?
Oh, absolutely. Trim it.
I bet he spends time alone.
Listen. All I know is when you've got hair like that, you've got to take care of it.
There's a woman with the measuring tape that's measuring it for him, and he's got the Guinness World Book of Records. Hey, Monica, would you fly in a hot air balloon? Blake, would you fly in a hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got the Balloon Fest coming out. I've done it before. I don't like going up in heights, so I probably would not partake, but hot air balloon rides are commonly named on bucket lists. And we got the world-renowned Balloon Fest. 68% of KRQE viewers in a poll said that they would go on a hot air balloon. 31% said not considering it. No, I have bad luck. Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, said Donald Trump administration wants to go into the inner cities and shoot people. Karen, how many times has that happened? I mean, since Donald Trump has been going into all these cities, how many people have died from that?
I have no idea.
Wait, where's my crickets? Where's my crickets? And Jane Fonda firing back at the White House. Jane Fonda and hundreds of celebrities joined her, relaunching her committee for the First Amendment. What, you don't like the First Amendment? Jane Fonda and Hollywood actors and directors and writers relaunched their post-World War II committee for the First Amendment to fight back against Trump administration's targeting of free speech. What? Donald Trump has no problem with free speech. He understands what happens when you take some deplatform people from social media.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was one person I would not follow in this world, I would probably follow Vladimir Putin before I would follow Jane Fonda. She is a despicable human being.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't understand, Monica, you know the history with Jane Fonda?
Somewhat.
So,
Hanoi Jane?
Vietnam War. Yeah, we had
she
Vietnam War. We had men and women that were dying in the jungles of Vietnam. And she went to Vietnam and met with the army in Vietnam, took pictures with the Vietnam army.
Spread propaganda.
Spread propaganda, spoke illy of our military. Jane Fonda protesting against our men and women that put their lives on the line. Despicable. I spoke about it this morning. 5 Democrats could be folding today as the pressure is coming down on them from their constituents. They might go along with the CR. So you got 5 of them that have been pinpointed. One of them is Gallegos out of Arizona. So 5 of them. And I'm hoping and praying they can end this thing. Did you guys see that Maxwell House changed their name?
Yes, to Maxwell Apartment.
So Maxwell House, that name has been around. It's stupid. So Maxwell House has been around that name has been around for 133 years.
Mm-hmm.
133 years. And then you get some little
Gen Z
some little
dummy.
Some little Gen Zer going, we ought to change this because I live in an apartment. I just moved out of mom's basement after 20 years of living in there.
Right.
So we should change the name from Maxwell House to Maxwell Apartment. And, I never took the name meaning that Maxwell was in your house.
No.
The coffee chain that is actually owned by Kraft Heinz has changed the name to Maxwell Apartment.
What a...
So what happened was...
Do you know how much you pay for your name to be branded?
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. Maxwell Apartment. Because when you can't find a house, you live in an apartment. We don't want to exclude people. Shouldn't they put the hyphen there? Maxwell House /coffee /apartment.
So if they're not using that trademark anymore, is it available?
No, so it's only temporary. They're only doing it as like
a marketing gimmick.
A marketing gimmick.
I hope their company tanks from it.
Well, and that's
stupid.
So basically, what I gathered from this story is you've got some young Gen Zer in a high position who recommended this. And a lot like what happened with, of course, Country Corral. They're thinking, did I say that, Country Corral?
Well, what about...
What's the restaurant that just went the Southern restaurant?
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel.
When they
Why did I say
decide
Country Corral?
Cracker Barrel. The list goes on and on. That
and
never
they saw
worked.
the publicity that they got, and they thought, let's jump on the train for a bit. But that they said that we're only changing it for a little bit to target a specific people because of, according to their research, more people are renting apartments now.
But that's not what it's named after.
Exactly. But it's all part of marketing.
Maxwell, I think House was his last name.
Yes.
Duh.
Stupid.
You guys have lost your mind.
Well,
all right, national anthem and the pledge. I got to get to taking out trash, but who's getting paid and who won't get paid during this shutdown? Hopefully it ends today, but who's getting paid and who's not getting paid?
Congress is getting paid. Here we go.
Well.
So as I've been telling people, your payment is on layaway. Yeah, that's basically what that is. Now that is for those people that are deemed essential. You have a number of people in the federal government that are not deemed essential. So if someone's not deemed essential, then they're sitting at home waiting to get called back to work. And even if they're sitting at home, they are not allowed to go out and get another job. Yeah, they make you be broke until they get their stuff together. And to be clear,
Democrats,
members of Congress, we still get paid. I just want to put that out there because I like to be fully transparent.
No, you could give that money back to the federal government or maybe to your staff. And what the hell is dissential? Is there such a word as dissential? That's somebody that's non-essential, or maybe that's the correct word I'm looking for, non-essential. Essential? What is essential?
Yeah, I don't know.
Essential. They're essential.
Well, I think she was trying to say essential,
non-essential.
But your payment's on layaway.
Yeah, you're essential.
While they get their stuff together. No, that's you, Jasmine Crockett. That's you.
Yeah.
That's your side.
All right, we'll hear from Gabe Vasquez coming up in just a second. We'll hear from the state representative. The representative, the federal representative from New Mexico. We'll hear from Jasmine. Just playing her cuts got me stupid now. Yeah, John Kennedy talks about it's just this shutdown is nothing more than political antics. Here's what John Kennedy had to say about the essential people.
You need an Excel spreadsheet to be able to follow their demands. Their demands to keep government open, you stack them here, you could stand on them and paint the ceiling. And that's not much of an exaggeration. And when Senator Schumer announced these demands, that's when I knew. I knew it in a nanosecond. We're going to have a shutdown. Because my colleagues, my Democratic colleagues, are very smart people. And Senator Schumer is a smart person. And he knew when he announced these demands that I could tell he wasn't serious. He knew they were unserious. And he knew that neither the president nor the other members of Congress were going to accept them. And you know what? Many Democrats know they're unreasonable as well. So that's why I say the policy part of this makes absolutely no sense. And that's because this isn't about policy. This shutdown is about politics.
No doubt. Still to come, we'll hear from John James, by the way, who was African-American, representative from Michigan, but nobody is showing him any love. And Gabe Vasquez, we'll get to Gabe Vasquez coming up next. And one more cut before we go. Cut number 8, Blake. During the Democratic presidential debate several years ago, they were asked a question during the Democrat debate. So don't take this as a surprise. Who believes that we should give insurance to illegal aliens? And by the way, for those that say, well, they're not eligible for insurance. By the way, we played the cut yesterday about the audit in states like California and New Mexico and how much money federal government assistance went for illegals getting health care. And the number in California was like 150 million. I think that was correct. I think it's 150 million. But Democrats, who do you think that illegals should get health care?
No.
So presidential, who should get it during the debate several years ago? So if you're watching, you'll be able to see this. If not, we'll tell you who raised their hand. Go ahead, Blake. Cut number 8.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
So, by the way, everybody raised their hand.
Yep.
All of them raised their hand.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was when they still had 10 candidates.
They all raised their hand. So don't act like this is a surprise. It's no surprise. Texas sheriff arrested by his own deputy, now facing new charges for lying to a grand jury. We did this story a couple days ago out of Johnson County, Texas. The sheriff, Adam King, allegedly indicted for sexual harassment, retaliation, and now here with the third aggravated perjury as he lied to the grand jury. Not like he is in a world of hurt, now locked up in his own jail. Yep. Well, it used to be his. And the Come to Jesus meeting. Military community reacts to Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War. And most of the military community, I still see these people on TikTok. I saw an African-American with a dyed mustache and hair, which goes against the code of conduct. saying he is not going to comply. I saw other women saying they're not going to take the nail polish off. Under the standards in the military, it has to be clear nail polish. So here's a word of advice. If you're not going to comply, then get the hell out.
Yeah.
Well,
don't accept the paycheck.
Won't they face court-martial? Because if
I would
you're
hope
not
so.
following orders, that's a court-martial offense.
So everybody that I spoke to at the fair last night, members of the VFW and other folks that are retired military, all said, thank God that this is happening. Thank you that is happening. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about that video released of the man shooting 2 auto parts store employees. And do you think America is the most divided? We'll talk about that. And 3 people dead in the UK after a gunman attacks a synagogue. We'll get to those stories and more coming up in just a second. Take it out trash. I got to get out to, wait, I didn't do the thought for the day last hour. I got to do it. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service. Boom or bust, they are there for you, delivering all the gas products and the patch, diesel, DEF, interstate batteries. Call them 575-622-4160. Go to wakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day is volleyball is really just more intense version of not letting the balloon hit the floor. Remember that game?
Yes.
It's the same thing. Basically, it is the same thing. All right, I got to get to taking out the trash. Then we'll get to things that happen on this date in history. KWMW Milesmore, 105.1 FM. KWES, 93.6 in Ruidoso. And you can find us at KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. Taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by our buddies at Trash Eaters, locally owned and operated, veteran owned and operated. Give them a call today. Kayleen standing by, 575-408-1719. They can pick up your trash, not a problem. Commercial trash, not a problem. Even the big roll-off containers. Kayleen's number, 575-408-1719. Veteran owned and operated. The website, trash-eaters.com. 806 Post Falls, Idaho. High school students and parents protested the suspension of 2 football players. You might ask yourself, what do these football players do to get a 10-day suspension from school and sports? By the way, both these young men are seniors. Well, on Tuesday, students and parents and bystanders gathered outside the Post Falls High School, holding picket signs, protesting the disciplinary actions stemming from a controversial photo involving members of the football team. So now I've got your attention. What did they do? What did the kids do at the Hajar Aline High School? Well, they were wearing a T-shirt that had the name of the high school on it. And they took pictures of themselves pointing airsoft rifles at themselves and posted it on social media.
Oh,
that's a 10-day suspension from the high school and they can't play. They can't play athletics for the rest of the year. So it's bad enough they took them out of school for 10 days, but they can't play. They're seniors. They can't play. They can't play football for the rest of the season, basketball, or run track, or play baseball. Students and parents at Post Falls High School lined the streets yesterday and said, this is a bit much. This is a bit much. Over a picture with an airsoft rifle, these 2 individuals playing around. So is it too harsh that they've been kicked off the football team, especially their senior year? This is and one of the individuals looks like he would have got a chance to play college ball, but without playing his senior year. And then is it a ding on his character? Maybe some schools will wonder, wait a second. The picture was just the 2 of them holding airsoft pistols. And the third person was pretending to unarm the two as they surrender. Wow. Seemed like a picture that would be okay to me. I wouldn't get upset if my kids would do something like that. Oh, they were wearing a rival high school jersey. One of them was wearing a rival, and that's the one that was taking them in the custody. So is the picture too much? The airsoft rifles has triggered somebody in the school. And by God, in Idaho, liberalism is spread to Idaho? What if it was a potato gun? Would that be okay? In Idaho? So a picture of kids with airsoft rifles has triggered somebody
on social media.
The whole idea of killing rivalry, isn't that terrible? Look, I get it. We live in a society where people demonize guns, but these aren't even real guns. These are airsoft rifles. Wow. What if it was a BB gun? What if it was a Davy BB gun from back in the day? Would you be just as triggered?
They probably would.
Let the kids back on the team. Let them continue to play their ball. We have lost control. Stupid people have taken over many parts of this country. You know, back in the day, what happened? The coach would have took these kids aside and had a nice talking to them and said, some people are very upset, and knock it off. That's would be the extent of that conversation. God bless America. Can we bring back some common sense, please? Amen. You're gonna suspend kids from athletics in their senior year for a picture with an airsoft rifle that triggered you? That person must have got his house toilet papered the year before. That's all I gotta say.
You know, they probably need to look into that person and see what they're hiding online.
Oh, well,
and they should be suspended.
And you'd be surprised.
And maybe they should be suspended.
Yeah. All righty, 8:11. We're late. We got to get to things that happen on this date in history, being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo and Hobbs, veteran-owned and operated, largest selection of firearms, state-of-the-art indoor firing range. Look, they got the firing range plus the Milo FBI training simulator, over 1,000 different scenarios. Want to make sure that your family is prepared for, you never can tell when things are going to come at you. Yeah, you never can tell. You want to make sure your family is prepared to protect themselves. That Milo FBI training simulator is a great tool. Hey, that's what the professionals use. Look, they offer monthly membership and hourly rates for the range and the Milo FBI training simulator. They've got ammo in stock. They've got guns, the largest selection of guns, plus optics, firearms, firearm accessories, suppressors, safes, tactical gear, and they can even teach you about gun safety. 2A Tactical Firearms Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo. Things that happen on this date in history, 2atacticalrange.com.
So it was on this day in 1863 that President Lincoln designated the last Thursday in November as Thanksgiving. And in 1913, the federal income tax was signed into law. It was a whopping 1%.
Wow.
And it was only supposed to be temporary. In 1945, a 10-year-old Elvis Presley appeared in a talent show at the Mississippi-Alabama Dairy Show. And he sang...
That's okay, Mama.
No, he sang Old Sheep. That was the name of the song. He won a $5 second prize. Yeah, second prize. And in 1972, George Carlin was arrested in Milwaukee for the 7 words you can't say on TV routine. Today, they would have charged him as impersonating a rap artist. In 1995, the space shuttle Atlantis took off on its maiden flight The tough part was finding the maidens who knew how to fly one of those things. Ta-da. Yeah, bad jokes. I get it. Birthdays today. Ayo Edebiri is 30. And if you're wondering who, plays Chef Sidney Adamu on The Bear, which I have never seen. Juna Suetamo is 39 today, and that's who they got to now play Chewbacca in the latest Star Wars movies. Tessa Thompson is 42. You may know her better as Valkyrie from any of the Marvel movies. She was Bianca in the Creed movies, Charlotte in Westworld, Agent M in Men in Black. Sean William Scott is 49. He played Stifler in American Pie and a few other movies he played in. Pretty good. Lena Headey is 52. She, of course, played Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones. Neve Campbell is 52. She was in the Scream movies, Party of Five, House of Cards. Birthdays today. The first one for the music genre. We got Kevin Richardson. Monica, what group is he with?
He was with the Backstreet Boys. NSYNC?
Backstreet Boys.
Which one was Kevin? The one with the dark hair?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was in Backstreet Boys.
He is Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
Gwen Stefani also has a birthday today.
Really?
She is 56.
Because I ain't no holla back girl. I ain't no holla back girl.
Clive Owen is 61 today.
I don't know who that was.
He played Bill Clinton in He played Bill Clinton in the impeachment American Crime Story. He was also in Sin City, Closer, Shoot 'Em Up, King Arthur, Duplicity. You can find him in a lot of things.
Maybe.
Tommy Lee has a birthday today. He's a drummer. Guess the band, Monica.
I don't know. Wait. I know who he is, but I don't know.
You
Not
don't know
Guns
this
N'
group?
Roses?
No.
Not Metallica?
Nope.
AC/DC?
Nope. Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. I knew it. See, I knew it. That's what I was going to say next.
As her 10th guess. Al Sharpton, Kevin, is 71 today. So I told you we were going to talk about him, but we're going to talk about him again in a minute.
Well, maybe.
Dave Winfield is 74. Yeah, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. Let's make sure I got this. Ronnie Laws from Earth, Wind, and Fire is 75 today.
Was September.
Yeah. Everybody knows that one. Lindsey Buckingham also has a birthday today. Of course, this is from his solo career, but he was also with Fleetwood Mac.
I think he's troubled.
He is 76. I'm telling you, we got a lot of music birthdays today. Chubby Checker is 84.
Come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Oh, you're looking good. I'm going to sing my song. It won't take long. We're going.
Yeah, Chubby Checker is that twist again, of course. Some folks no longer with us. We have Roy Horn. Do you know who he was, Monica?
Roy Horn. No.
He was the Roy of Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, okay.
Survived the tiger attack. He's the one that did that. And finally, guitar genius who died at the age of 35, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah. And those are the things that happen on this day and birthdays today. And Kevin, I could just let this play all day.
Right, on the way, we'll hear from Gabe Vasquez also. When it comes to Al Sharpton, so you want to prop up black people, but not black Republicans. We'll get to that. We talked about Wesley Hunt, great representative from the state of Texas. His grandfather John James reminds me of Wesley Hunt. They're both military. His grandfather was he was like part of the plantation outside of Baton Rouge. His great grandfather. His 3 great grandchildren all went to West Point and went to Ivy League schools. One of them is now a congressman. See, we don't need DEI. We need good people to rise to the top. So we'll play that kid from John James. He's being excluded by Al Sharpton,
who has a birthday.
We'll get to that coming up in just a second. We got to get to National Anthem and the Pledge this morning. It's already 8:19 on your Friday. National Anthem and the Pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your Farmers Insurance agent. Look, Rebecca has been at it now for 40 years, helping people with their insurance. She would love to chat with you and put together a quote to meet all of your needs. I always say, if you got your car insurance over here and life insurance over here, put them all under one umbrella and let her bundle all your policies to save you a lot of time and money. He started a business at 19, 40 plus years later, still helping people. He's based off West Vega and Hobbs, but look, she can help you no matter where you're from in the state. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. She's there to serve you. Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661. Your Farmers Insurance agent, Rebecca Long, proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge at 8:20.
Hi, I'm Landry from College Lane Elementary in Hobbs, New Mexico, and I will say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in complete control.
Today's verse of the day comes to us from my Victor's not loading. I apologize. I don't have one.
All right, well, let's go to the prayer.
This is Ashley with Judah Oil, and I ask that you join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
All right, let's get updated with news this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, he is the guy. If you're ever in an accident, look, we know you didn't go out and plan being in an accident, but when you're in an accident, you need a trusted law firm, somebody that's going to fight for you. Thank God there's the Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, and all-field accidents. Get in touch with Luke Ragsdale today, 575-208-2662. 5300, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. And congratulations to the Ragsdale Law Firm. They just settled one case for $4.7 million. Congratulations to the Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com for more information. Let's get updated with news.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Day 3 of the government shutdown with another chance for the Senate to vote to reopen today. House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries' count is different.
It's day 256 of the chaos that the Trump presidency has unleashed on the American people.
With Axios reporting progressives are flooding Democrats' phones to hold the line. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs in Brooklyn federal lockup for a year, faces a sentence for prostitution-related charges. It'll be time served to about 10 years. Apple has removed the ICE tracking apps from the App Store, citing safety risks after Attorney General Pam Bondi warned that agents were being harmed by protesters using the app to track federal agents, including the sniper at the ICE facility in Dallas. Apple says it's removed ICE Block and other apps like it. America is listening to Fox News.
At Franklin Veterinary Clinic, they're a full-service clinic that offers comprehensive care for family pets, equine athletes, and livestock alike. They have multiple veterinarians on staff providing the best possible care for your animals at every stage of their life. And when emergencies arise, they offer 24-hour ambulatory services and after-hour emergency care. The new emergency number is 575-808-7725. Franklin Veterinary Clinic, a tradition and excellence in caring, proudly serving Lincoln, Chavez, and Otero counties.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Enter the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
Attention gun enthusiasts, mark your calendars because the Ultimate Gun Show is coming to Carlsbad and you don't want to miss it.
505 Productions is hosting a massive 3-day gun show at the Walter Gerald's Event Center in Carlsbad. With over 170 tables featuring guns, ammo, knives, and accessories, you'll find everything you need from top New Mexico vendors. Whether you're a collector or a first-time buyer, this is your chance to explore an incredible selection at unbeatable prices, plus free parking and an ATM on site.
The show kicks off Friday, October 3rd from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, October 4th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is only $7 a day or $10 for the weekend, and children under 12 are free. Visit 505productions.com for more details. Don't miss out.
I'm Brett. I work at Chevron, and this is my New Mexico. Camping is one of my favorite things to do here. There's really nothing like it. I feel a lot of pride working for Chevron. Lowering carbon intensity is very important in my job. New Mexico really is the land of enchantment.
Learn more at chevron.com/Brett.
Your call is very important.
Still waiting on your cable company to care? With slow speeds and hidden fees, maybe it's time to pull the plug. Kinetic gives you 100% fiber and gig speeds with 25 times faster uploads than cable. Local service that actually shows up, and clear pricing that isn't there to surprise you. So ditch cable and connect with the right crowd. Visit GoKinetic.com. Kinetic. Internet better. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply.
Step into the magic of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair in Roswell. It's the happiest place on dirt. From September 29th to October 4th, you can feel the thrill of carnival rides, savor mouth-watering treats, and immerse yourself in live music and arts and crafts. Be captivated by daily performances of mythical creatures and extreme illusions. Admission is just $12 for adults, $8 for seniors and kids over 36 inches, and small children enter free. Discover more at enmsf.com. Ready for adventure? The fair awaits at Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds in Roswell.
Big changes are happening at the Lee County Event Center. They're undergoing a major renovation to bring you a better, more modern venue, inside and out. While the arena is temporarily closed during construction, they're still open for business. The banquet halls remain available and ready to host your next event. From safety meetings and corporate training to baby showers, birthday parties, and wedding receptions, the Lee County Event Center can accommodate you. Need space, service, and support? They have you covered with flexible rooms, affordable rates, and a professional team that cares. Conveniently located in Hobbs, New Mexico on the Lovington Highway. Let them help you plan your perfect event during this exciting time of transformation. Call 575-391-2901 to book today. The Lee County Event Center. The arena is closed, but the banquet halls are open. Your experience is their priority, even during renovation.
Thank God it's Friday.
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
I'll be back.
Oh, that's wonderful. We're naked, is that okay?
Stop that. You go blind.
It's wet, but it stretches.
It's huge. Holy Pussy Citapelli.
Giant, big, rubble, let's go.
I'll be hurting with my head in a vice. Tuesday, I'll be wondering if I'll ever survive. Wednesday and a Thursday, I'll be slowly tuning in. Friday, I'll be revving up my motor again. Finally, Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll.
Happy Friday.
God bless America. God bless you on your Friday. Already 8:30. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. I was just chatting online with Gabe Vasquez, our representative, the most ineffective member of Congress. Hasn't even got a bill out of committee. Can't do anything right. Gabe Vasquez. Like, cue up little Gabe Vasquez. And you know what I was thinking? I just sent you Teresa Lega Fernandez. And then we had Melanie Stansbury yesterday. Are these power players in the Democratic Party? Because if they are, and then you throw in little Ben Ray Lujan and Martin Heinrich, are these power players in the Democratic Party? Because
nope.
I'm going to be honest. Melanie Stansbury and Teresa Lega Fernandez are getting a lot of national attention as of late.
Well, because they're very divisive.
Maybe.
And so,
I mean, Gabe Vasquez doesn't get any national attention. It's like he doesn't exist because he is the most ineffective congressman in Washington, D.C., which leads me to the next question. Folks that are in that congressional district, District 2 in New Mexico, can we do better? Can we do better? Can't we send somebody that walked to Washington that can actually help New Mexico and pass bills?
We can.
Mm-hmm.
Send somebody that actually votes on bills instead of voting present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we count a vote, count somebody as present. Just stay home.
Why is it even allowed? You're there to vote.
Yeah, what you're saying is you don't give a damn.
Right?
Well, he doesn't.
Scared.
And
or you're scared.
And I talked this morning about
He'll tell you
people
straight
that
out.
don't show up for votes right here in New Mexico that are Republicans.
Well, and
you got one job to represent your constituents. That's your job. That's it.
Amen.
But here's what little Gabe Vasquez had to say.
But Gabe
yesterday.
doesn't view you as a constituent because he is a racist. He's told people before, if you're not brown, he doesn't care.
Right.
Well, but I am brown.
But you're not.
Oh, I'm not the brown he cares about.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Here's what Gabe Vasquez said.
As someone from a border community who grew up on both sides of the border, I've seen firsthand how both parties have mishandled immigration for far too long. And the American people have made it clear that they agree. They know they want secure borders, but they also know that they don't like the way that this administration and Republicans have handled things by failing to enforce our laws fairly and humanely, as we're seeing across the country today.
What's humanely?
The American people deserve better. And we need new leaders in the Democratic Party who are willing to meet the American people where they are, listen to their concerns, and act accordingly. That's exactly what this group is doing with the launch of this immigration framework.
So I will give him this much. He said the Democratic Party was wrong. But this guy has been promoting open borders even before he was elected. I don't know if you remember, Gabe Vasquez disguised himself as a Donald Trump supporter back in the day and was interviewed by the national news. Even though he had face covering, people were like, that's Gabe Vasquez.
Well, he did it because he was on the Las Cruces Commission. He was a counselor or commissioner or whatever in Las Cruces.
What a joke.
He is a joke.
But Gabe Vasquez is part of the problem.
He is.
Is the framework of our immigration system broken? No, it's not broken. We have laws. Problem is it that people have decided they don't like the laws and they don't want to enforce the law. That's the problem. And I agree 100%. If you have laws that are not being enforced, then yeah, we probably should get rid of laws. But Democrats had the opportunity. They had the House, the Senate, and majority in the and the president. They had the majority. They could have changed this immigration issue under Obama and under Biden. And they didn't. They didn't change it. You know why? Because the majority of America believes that we have laws in place to follow them. Did I want to shell out $800 to get my wife's citizenship?
No.
Did I want to spend the money? No. It is the system that we have in place. And most countries' immigration is stricter, more stringent than our immigration policies ever thought about. I've talked about this before. In the Philippines, if I talk ill of a Filipino, if I just talk ill about somebody, say I start a vicious rumor about a Filipino, I will be asked to leave the country.
As you should. As anyone
I will be asked to leave the country because I disrespected a Filipino. Can you imagine in America that happening? That people are flying around with other countries' flags, and I say, well, that offends me. Get them out of here. That never happens because we have become weak-kneed in America. We have become spineless. We allow things to happen in our country, and we just swallow. We have laws. The system is not broken. We have laws in place. So all we got to do is enforce the law. And that's what Donald Trump's trying to do, enforce the law. Now, if the courts would, and these judges would get the hell out of the way, we could probably become a better country with tariffs and immigration and all kind of other stuff. We have a legal way to get here. You want to work in this country, we have a guest worker program. Sign up. I encourage you to sign up. We need hardworking people. And for those that are here, then I think we should do some type of amnesty program. But you're probably not going to like my program because you got to pay us back because you were a taker, and now you got to give back to us. It's like you borrowed from us, and now you got to pay. Some people ain't going to like that. Sorry, but that's the way it is. Looks like a new review comparing hot yoga. We talked about the hot yoga. No ugly people allowed. Yeah, none. My highlighter is going out, so I can't see where I stop. Big boost in morale and creativity. Startup jobs in the tech sector. Supposedly, Silicon Valley is exploding, but they're telling people employees they have to wear shoes to the office now. It's not optional. You got to wear shoes. So, started to smell like Foot Locker at some of these tech facilities. You know, because everybody is taking off their shoes at Foot Locker. It's like, your patas, you need to go home and wash those things. 2 firefighters in Maryland are now facing criminal charges after flooding a high school baseball field due to a dispute over baseball damaging vehicles at the fire station. So they got the baseball team back by flooding the field. They turned the hoses on the baseball field.
That's the way you get a rain out.
No, yeah, too muddy. They couldn't play. And Charlie Kirk, Florida has become the first state to dedicate a road to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway has been renamed. Part of US 27 in Orange County has been renamed Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway. And Spirit of Halloween stores are going to follow up the season by opening the Spirit of Christmas stores.
Yep.
Wow. And we talked about P. Diddy, Sean Combs. His sentencing date is today. We'll see what the judge has to say. And Snapchat is going to start charging its heaviest users for storage. Yeah, you could be charged $2 to $15 a month. Snapchat's still around? Wow.
Yes.
I was totally surprised. All right, we talked about the Reverend Al Sharpton, his birthday.
Do his impersonation.
I'm Reverend Al Sharpton. I say I can do what I want because I'm a reverend. I can say what I want. I can do what I want because I'm Reverend Al Sharpton. By the way, that woman I impregnated out of marriage, that was totally accident. I have been forgiven. If you see me lately, look at the weight I lost. Sharpton.
You tripped and fell into it, right? Made the baby.
Thank you. But think about that. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson.
I think
also impregnated a woman out of wedlock.
I think not on that topic, but I think MLK Jr. would be very upset at those two today.
Looks like John James,
Mm-hmm.
Great American, great military person, now is in Michigan. And Al Sharpton saying they have no black representation.
Mm-hmm.
John James is checking himself going, wait a second, I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also your senator from Michigan. Here's what John James had to say.
Now, I don't watch MSDNC, but someone just sent me a clip of Reverend Al Sharpton claiming Michigan doesn't have a black congressman.
Because there's been tensions. There are no black members of Congress now from Michigan, first time in decades.
Al, are you that blind? I'm here, and I exist whether you like it or not. I went to war for the right to think for myself. You are not going to erase me because I don't fit your bigoted idea of what a black man is or has a right to be. I'm a West Point grad, Ranger qualified Apache pilot, combat veteran, and businessman. I have one wife, 2 master's degrees, 3 kids, and I am the black congressman from Michigan, and yes, I am a Republican. Not because the party's perfect, but because it's the platform that most aligns with the economic and moral values that my grandmama taught me. But unlike some people, politics has not become my religion, though Michigan is my mission field and service is my calling. My loyalty is to God, my country, and my family. In 2024, more young black men gave President Trump a serious look for jobs, paycheck, safety, and respect. Your blindness, Reverend, is part of the reason we can't have nice things. But we can change that. Come to Detroit. Talk to some of us. Let's you and I have a little debate about whether decades of Democrat control is working out for black families and neighborhoods, or if it's time for Michigan's first black governor to bring positive change for everybody.
Wow. Thank you, John James. You heard the part where he says, I have one wife and 3 kids.
Yep.
That was a shot at the Reverend Al Sharpton. All right, we'll talk about that shooting at that auto parts store in Albuquerque. They released a video. I'll talk about that coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Ben's in Artesia. Big savings going on right now. Boston butt pork roast, $1.77 a pound. Bottom beef, round roast, $5.99 a pound. Cooked shrimp, $6.99 a pound. Also chicken breast and breast tenders, $5.49 a pound. Produce department, they got savings. Honeycrisp apples, $1 a pound. Squash, $1 a pound. Avocados, $1 each. And garden salad, 12-ounce bag from Dole. It's just $1. Red Diamond iced tea, 2 gallons for $6. Plus savings in the deli department. You could save on the oven roasted turkey breast for $7.99 a pound. Also, Virginia ham, it's smoked for $5.99 a pound, and roast beef, $12.99 a pound. And always the coldest beer, you can find it at Ben's and Artesia. Plus, savings on soft drinks. Got a gathering coming up this weekend. You need beer, you need soft drinks. Heck, they've got Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Big Red, other flavors too. Check them out today. They've got the Big Red Mountain Dew and Big Red, 2 12-packs. For $12. Get it all today at Ben's and Artesia. Taking a break. We're coming back. Before we do that, Monica in the text.
Fat says, bro, that's some straight up BS. They're giving illegals Medicare and healthcare while I'm out here working a full-time job and they just raised our deductibles. Our premiums keep climbing and they're blaming it on medical inflation. But didn't Trump just cut some kind of deal with Pfizer? None of this makes sense. It's frustrating as heck. Honestly, I'd be better off taking a severance, collecting unemployment, and getting Medicare for free. Dang, Fats, don't do that. Frank in the Patch said January 6th election fraud and Russia collusion, and the Democrat staffer were caught just last week sending names of GOP members who participate in draining the swamp. OMG, Monica, you sounded like Tom. That's what he would always say. I knew that. Well, Monty, he is my Theo, you know. He may have rubbed off just a tiny bit. Guys.
Are you saying Tom rubbed on you?
No. Look at you there. You go.
What
Starting
the heck?
some start.
Said rubbed off.
You're the one who said it.
I said his mañas may have rubbed off on
I don't know
me.
what that is, but
His
it doesn't
habits,
sound good.
his ways, his mañas.
That doesn't
You're probably
sound good.
thinking hands or something,
That
mano.
doesn't sound good.
His ways or the things he would say may have rubbed off. I don't know. It's just, whatever.
You're too close to him.
I haven't heard one stinking Democrat ever tell the truth. They're all anti-Americans. And yes, we did know about the skeleton remains that were found in Artesia. I do believe Blake and Kevin covered that story.
Supposedly,
a couple of days.
Supposedly there was a note that was left on somebody's under their windshield wiper saying that you could find the skeletal remains. And this is just a random guy that found that note on his windshield and called the police.
Well, they said
That's
they've
the
been there for
backstory that I'm hearing.
longer than a year.
Golly, that sucks.
Yeah.
Guys, Hawktwa Jeffries is such a POS. What a perfect example of the Democrat Party. LOL. Hard times make hard men. Hard men make soft times. Easy times make soft men. Ay. You see how crazy these times are? The fire department beefing with the baseball team? That's wild. And hey,
That's
B,
crazy.
I'm Mexican and I like that idea. I don't know if you remember, but I had previously suggested offering amnesty at the highest tax rate to offset the amount of help given, and it would be close to $1 trillion. If enforced,
look, I've said that. I've said that for a long time. That don't mess with the DACA kids, and we should have for people that have been here for a long time. But see, the problem is we've given amnesty before, and we haven't stopped the flow of people coming over. Can't have it both ways. So, yeah, I think we should have a plan to try to fix it and the people that are here, but cut off the spigot. Cut off the spigot. No more. Guest workers only.
if enforced, that would come in over 4 years. Wow. And Blake, what the helly? MLK was a womanizer just as much as Al Sharpton.
Well, that's what I was saying. Not on this topic, but with those two individuals, they have run his name kind of through the mud.
Through the mud. And he was a womanizer just as much as
He
Al
was.
Sharpton.
That's
MLK
true.
said things, but lived a very immoral life. Allah. I didn't know that. Jesse, Al are poverty pimps. Viva.
They are.
What? Jesse, Al are
Look,
poverty
the
pimps.
flesh.
Viva
They
Trump,
are.
Semper
The
Fi.
flesh. Great men have been brought down by the flesh.
Look at
They
King
have.
David.
I mean, temptation is everywhere. And I see it. I see it everywhere. Not like I'm looking, but I do see it.
I
All
thought
right. Good. Two more.
I thought the auto parts shooting was an old story, huh?
It is. Yeah. You want me to tap it on September 14th?
Chris in Carlsbad
Yeah.
said Maxwell apartment instead of Maxwell house is like saying a woman instead of amen at the end of a prayer. And check this out. I forgot. There was a whole different page. I wonder how many, hold on. Golly. Where did it go? All the Maxwell house ones. They were saying, what if they changed it to Maxwell Section 8? Maxwell tent for the homeless.
Well, maybe that's the ultimate plan.
Generic brand is Maxwell Section 8, and why not Maxwell tent for the homeless? All right, that's cool.
I think that's perfect. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Payne in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, they've got them all. Don't forget, closed tomorrow, but they're always open on Sunday. So if you're in town for the Southeast New Mexico State Fair, maybe you have kids showing animals, whatever the case is, stop in and check them out today or Sunday at Zia Guns. Trade in your guns to get a better gun. What a great idea. They have personal protection, lethal and non-lethal personal protection. 622-0023. Check them out in Roswell, 1907 North Payne and Roswell. 3 stories before we break. The arrest of the man accused of shooting an Albuquerque auto parts store worker, 2 auto parts store workers. That story dates back to September 14th, but they released the video. So he's accused of shooting and killing the 2 auto parts store workers in Albuquerque after a fight over an oil filter. Now newly released body cam video shows the moment deputies caught up with the suspect who claimed he didn't do anything wrong. I already told him to. Yeah, if you put your hands on me, I'll shoot you. That's what he said. That's what 27-year-old Ismael Tina told the Bernalillo Sheriff's Department. But I didn't do anything wrong. But if you put your hands on me, I'll shoot you too. That dude didn't listen to me, he went on to say. By the way, he went on to kill 2 O'Reilly parts store workers at the store on Cordes. So the 47-year-old Richard Newman died on the scene. An 18-year-old Jesus Valadez died after being taken to the hospital. So the video has just been released, and it was the entire thing was about an oil filter. And by the way, you're not helping your cause by saying, I didn't do anything, but if you put your hands on me, I'll shoot you too. I'll show them. NFL launching a flag football league ahead of the Olympics. So the Olympics in 2028, there'll be a flag football team. And the NFL is sponsoring several football teams to be part of the Olympics. Roger Goodell announced that yesterday on Sports Illustrated. And speaking of sports, I have been calling for a salary cap, much like the NFL, in the NCAA. Well, the NCAA yesterday adopted 2 key changes to NIL guidelines. And the wording on this is you pretty much have to be a Philadelphia lawyer to figure it out. But what I gather from this is back in the day, a kid could sign a contract for NIL with a collective or with an individual. And if he was not paid his money, the school would pay him that money. Say a company went bankrupt. They signed this kid to NIL deal. They promised him $4 million. They couldn't come up with the money. The school in turn would pay that money to the kid. And then they also made one other change that they said they are aimed at aimed to codify athletes' rights and protection of the law. And they said you wouldn't be able to go out and directly recruit a kid with NIL promises. Well, that's the whole thing. That's exactly what they've been doing and will continue to do. Because they said no written agreements. So to me, when you tell me no written agreements, that tells me don't give any written agreements, just verbal agreements.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is a mess. They okayed it without having a plan, which is problem number one. And then now they're trying to come back and fix some of this stuff, which I don't know if they will. They need a salary cap. Each team gets $20 million.
Yep.
That's the most you can pay on, for your team every year for NIL money.
For everyone.
After that, for everyone, all teams. Because if that doesn't happen, you're going to have a handful of teams that will continue to spend the most money on NIL, and they will be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, money pays. People will go. They might not want to play for a certain team, but they will go because they're getting paid.
Right.
Much like the NFL.
Right.
Nobody wants to pay for the Browns.
Or the Raiders.
But if they pay you enough money, you'll go. That's just the way it is. All right, we got to get to the boob of the day. We'll get to the boob of the day. Let me do a quick check of the weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Find them the day they do residential services like siding and windows and doors, stainless gutters, but they also do industrial type metal buildings and commercial type metal buildings. And they can do metal projects at your house. Maybe you're thinking about a carport or a patio. They can do all of that stuff for you. Find them the day online at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Give them a call, 575-391-1430. The name again, Seminole Siding and Construction. It's a name you can trust across Southeast New Mexico. We're breaking. We're coming back. It's 8:55. We're KWMW, Maljamore, 105.1 FM. KWES, 93.5 FM in Ruidoso, and 96.9 FM and AM 700 in Albuquerque, KDAZ. Check them out today. By the way, thanks for listening to us this morning. 5 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Anesthetics. Professionals on staff. Not feeling great, not feeling awesome, just feeling kind of, I don't know, you're just lackadaisical. You have no energy. You're low energy. Go get checked out. Let them do a deep dive blood work where they look at like 24 different biomarkers. Find out where your testosterone is. Find out where your estrogen is. That's for men and women, by the way, because women need testosterone and men need a little bit estrogen. You don't want your estrogen to be so high where they've emasculated you, but at the same time, you need some estrogen. Let the professionals check all of that out. Look, they do have a professional staff, and they're ready to serve you. And they believe getting down to the root cause of the problem. When they look at your blood work and all the biomarkers, they're going to say, well, maybe you're, deficient in vitamin B, or maybe it's iron, or maybe you need whatever it is, or maybe your testosterone's so low that, you need real help. They do testosterone replacement therapy and hormonal replacement. And if you're living in pain, they also do stem cell therapy and ozone therapy. Their number, 575-964-8025. Check them out today, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
We've heard stories about criminals outing themselves on Facebook. I guess this is just a sign of the times. 19-year-old college student named Ryan Schaefer damaged 17 vehicles in a Missouri State University freshman parking lot in August. He shattered windshields, ripped off windshield wipers and side mirrors, and dented hoods. Now, it's really unclear why he did it, but it all happened around 3 a.m., and that's probably excuse enough. Ryan was caught on surveillance cameras, but when police tracked him down and interviewed him, he denied it was him. Authorities seized his phone and found a ChatGPT conversation from 3:47 a.m. that night where he described the damage and asked if he could go to jail for it. ChatGPT urged him to, quote, seek help. Turns out you can get in trouble for it. He was charged with felony first-degree property damage and is facing up to 4 years in prison. Kevin?
Food of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Check them out today. By the way, I want to personally thank everybody that gave money or ordered food for my wife, who is collecting money to send back to the Philippines for that earthquake victims. They've got people like, no house, many people, 70, I think it's up to 75 people that have died, people homeless, no house, and no government to step in, that's for sure. So she's doing that. So thanks for everybody that's ordered food or just donated money on the Cash App. We appreciate that so much. On the way, we're going to talk about 3 dead, including the suspect in a synagogue attack. I think that was a shooting. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, Chip Roy is pressing for DFW airport over allegations that Christians were kicked out of the chapel by Muslims. I had that story a couple days ago. We'll dive into that. And a Kentucky woman arrested for damaging over $1,000 in sauce. Well, she damages over a $1 sauce. And what is the number one candy for Halloween? Monica, think about it. Don't tell me now. Think about it. We'll get to that coming up next. Monica and the text, our number 877-396-W105. We'll take a break next.
Good morning, guys. And Monica. O'Reilly's has a rule to not follow customers out of the store. If you think they're stealing, you call the cops first. A tall tree and a short rope. That's all I'll say. This is good morning. East Montana, accused of shooting and killing 2 O'Reilly's employees, had been involved in 2 other fatal shootings a few years ago and got off. Scary dude for sure. It's accepted, and furloughed. And yes, you can get another job as long as you follow ethical guidelines. And you've got to be kidding me. Maxwell Apartment? That sounds so stupid. Fired. Just change the name to Maxwell Unhoused, said a texter. And what's the longest the government has been shut down? 2 weeks.
37 days. 37 days under Donald Trump in 2019. You might remember that conversation where Chuck Schumer and him were meeting in the Oval Office, and Trump says, well, fine, put it on me. I'm good with that. Go ahead. We're shutting it down.
Yeah, and that's it for the text line.
Yeah, I mean, but Trump was like, okay, I'll take the blame. Not a problem. I'll tell you. But I think it was 36 or 37 days. We had that yesterday. Before that, I think the longest one was only 12 days. There were actually 2 shutdowns under Trump's first term. One only lasted like 40 minutes. And they went in and voted and reversed it. I think today is the day the shutdown will end.
Okay.
I think there is enough Democrats that will come on board to end the shutdown. I mean, we got one, at least one that has changed his mind and said, look, the radical part of the Democratic Party is taken over and we're going to blame them. So he actually admitted it. Crazy. All right, number 877-396-W105. Good news of the day coming up. News this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry. One-stop shop for all your laundry. Drop off your clothes. Let them wash, dry, and fold them. Dry clean, press, starch, whatever you need. They've got you covered. One-stop shop where you stop in, drop off your clothes. A couple days later, you come by and pick them up. Now, if you want to take care of your own clothes, they're open 7 days a week with operated machines. All 3 locations. You can find them at 609 West Lee, 604 West Church, and 406 West Cedar in Loving. North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all of your laundry. We'll be right back. We'll be on the Breakfast Club, 9:02.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. The U.S. Attorney's Office has charged 5 men, including an employee of Plains All-American Pipeline Facilities in New Mexico, in a large-scale conspiracy to steal millions of dollars of crude oil from New Mexico and sell it in Texas. The men allegedly used a truck to steal the oil from the company and store it in Carlsbad. Investigators documented more than 20 truckloads over 4 weeks, with hundreds of barrels taken per day. The scheme also involved fake documents and an attempt to recruit more men to assist. All 5 men face charges, with 2 currently in custody awaiting trial. And several area football teams rank highly in the state rankings heading into the weekend games, including the Artesia Bulldogs, who are ranked number 6 in the state and number 1 in Division 5A. The Hobbs Eagles rank number 7 in the state and are ranked number 6 in Division 6A. The Roswell Coyotes rank number 12th in the state and number 2 in 5A. Carlsbad ranked number 13 in the state and number 10 in Division 6A, while Lovington ranks number 23 in the state and number 5 in Division 5A. In the state Division 3A rankings, Dexter comes in at number 2 and Ruidoso comes in at number 8, while in the state Division 2A rankings, Eunice ranks number 3, Jow ranks number 4, Loving number 7, Tularosa number 9, and Capitan number 16. Tatum ranks number 3 in the 8-man division, while Cloudcroft ranks number 14 in the 8-man division. And the 61st Annual Shriners Children's Lee County Pancake Extravaganza happens 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday at the Hobbs High School Commons. The annual all-you-can-eat event has become one of the most anticipated in the area, and all proceeds go to care for a range of orthopedic conditions, as well as care for burn injuries, craniofacial conditions, spine care, and spinal cord injuries, along with sports medicine in children. And the pancakes that draw people from near and far are rumored to be among some of the best anywhere. Tickets are only $5 and they're available from any Shriner or at the door. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
All right, everyone, listen up. Pay attention. At Permian Ford, you'll always find the best selection, lowest price, and outstanding customer service. No trick plays, just straightforward business. With model year-end savings, upgrade and save today. Permian Ford refuses to let price stand in the way of winning your business. You can score big on rugged trucks, sleek sedans, and SUVs. The best play is with Permian Ford on the corner of Del Paso and Sanger.
Permian Ford.
Visit PermianFord.net.
Truck Central USA.
Your call is very important.
Still waiting on your cable company to care? With slow speeds and hidden fees, maybe it's time to pull the plug. Kinetic gives you 100% fiber and gig speeds with 25 times faster uploads than cable. Local service that actually shows up, and clear pricing that isn't there to surprise you. So ditch cable and connect with the right crowd. Visit GoKinetic.com. Kinetic. Internet better. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply.
Hope. A timeless promise. More than whispered dreams, it's the pulse of renewed life. In today's world of neglected animals, forgotten promises, and endless demands, how often do we see a second chance? Picture a different scene. A field of grace, horses galloping with newfound freedom. A gentle hand, a loving heart, and the world's burdens lifting away. This isn't a dream. It's what Roadrunner Horse and Livestock Rescue offers. While their fields house horses, their spirit offers much more. Unparalleled moments of healing. There's a saying, every life deserves a second chance. They believe every moment counts. Lives transformed, futures rewritten, and the best tales often start with compassion. Join this journey with them. Roadrunner Horse and Livestock Rescue, nestled in the heart of Artesia, New Mexico. Offering a chance for you to join their mission, either by owning one of these beautiful animals or by donating to further what Roadrunner is doing right here in southeast New Mexico. Every renewed life begins with a simple act. Just add love.
Don't miss Roadrunner Horse and Livestock Rescue's sale of over 200 horses, October 11th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 1002 South 41st Street, Artesia, New Mexico.
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
Crazy, what's going on here? I don't know. It's lovely. I got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running.
And good morning to you. It's already 9:08. Blake, we talked about global warming earlier in the week. Top Swiss scientists are now saying the glaciers in Switzerland are facing enormous melting this year. 3% drop in the total volume caused by global warming.
Wow.
Yeah, I just don't like glaciers anyway. And not that I watch Titanic again. I've never watched that movie. And probably will never watch it.
That was an iceberg. They're a little different.
Well, I mean, it flows. It's a frozen chunk of ice.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yes. But that's like.
It might be a little bigger, but it's still a chunk of ice. Looks like Louis K.C. is set to make his first TV interview appearance in 8 years. He's going to be on Bill Maher show. So Louis K.C. is back.
CK.
So he's not jerking around about this interview. So what did he get in trouble for?
I don't remember. I really don't. Was it a girl?
I doubt that, but I don't remember when he got in trouble. But he's been away for a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Not like in jail. Not like in jail. But
he was pseudo-canceled.
But he did get in trouble. Yeah, he was canceled for something. I don't remember what he was canceled for. It must have been conservative because they don't cancel liberals.
Oh, they do, but I don't remember what it was for. Because he is on the left. He is not a conservative.
I'm looking it up as we speak. What was he canceled for? 2017, admitted to sexual misconduct.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was something to do with sex. Blake was onto something there. Yeah, sex. We talked about Spirit of Halloween stores opening up. They will become the Spirit of Christmas stores. That's actually a great idea because, I mean, they open up for Halloween and then they go away and they rent the building for the whole year. So that's actually ingenious. I bet it wasn't a millennial that came up with that. I bet it was some old timer going, well, we're renting this building. We ought to do something with it. Could have been Russ Black that came up with that idea. You never know.
Could have been.
I mean, we got the dang building for the whole year. I mean, why don't we put NASCAR in here or something?
There are successful Christmas stores all over everywhere. Why not?
Yep. Scream 7 coming out in February. Scream 7. I remember the first Scream, and that's about it. 7 after that?
Well, yeah, we were talking about what's her name that had a birthday today that was in Scream.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell.
Yeah.
She played Sydney.
And major new study found that out of Sweden suggests that poor sleeping habits could physically age your brain.
That's what happened.
Making it appear about a year older than, on average, a year older. So that's the problem with me.
Yeah.
Poor sleeping habits.
I'm going to start sleeping in, Kevin.
By the way, I have to ask, what the hell sleep?
I know.
Well, what is sleep? What exactly is sleep? 3 dead, including the suspect at the UK synagogue attack. 2 people killed, 3 others wounded on Thursday in northern England.
Wow.
On the holiest day of the year for anybody that is Jewish. Suspect was also killed during that attack. And don't know a whole bunch about the suspect. By the way, Britain is so woke nowadays, we probably won't know a whole bunch about the attacker, especially if he's leading one way.
Right. Right. That's
Texas,
what they do.
Yeah. Texas Representative Chip Roy presses DFW Airport and over allegations. I had this story, I think it was last Friday, that they were at, a preacher was visiting and wanted to go into the chapel and pray. And he was not allowed in the chapel because it was Muslim prayer service going on outside the chapel. So he was told to leave the chapel. Isn't the chapel for everybody?
Yeah.
So Chip Roy is investigating this. He sent a letter to the CEO of the airport and wants to know why Christians are being kicked out of the chapel. Because most of the people in the chapel were Muslims, but they were people that worked in the airport. That's not really designed for workers. That's supposed to be for travelers.
Right.
But the great thing about being a Christian, we don't need a prayer rug. We don't need a chapel. We don't need to face a certain way. We can just pray. We don't need a chapel to pray. You don't go to church to pray. You can pray wherever you're at. That's what's great about being a Christian. All right, Kentucky woman arrested for damaging about $1,000 worth of material at Little Caesars over dipping sauce. Brianna Hayes faces criminal mischief charges after she damaged over $1,000 worth of goods at Little Caesars in Louisville, Kentucky, over a $1 sauce fee. Yeah, they charge you $1 for the sauce, which is, look, you go to any pizza restaurant nowadays, and they're charging you for the sauce. That reminds me, I got cinnamon sticks at one place because did I tell you that story? On pizza with cinnamon sticks because it was my cheat night, and they gave me Parmesan bites and the dipping sauce and the sugar dipping sauce. And you know what I did? I called them. They said, well, come on back. You'll have a free pizza and your cinnamon sticks for the mistake.
Wow.
But I ate the Parmesan bites and the icing. It was actually pretty good.
I bet. Salty and sweet.
This woman destroyed the store over a $1 fee.
Crazy.
Free Brianna Hayes. That will be the next thing. Free Brianna. This is a crime of passion and injustice. She had a passion for pizza, which leads me to the next question. If you had a passion for pizza, why the hell are you at Little Caesars? There's only one reason you go to Little Caesars, because it's cheap.
Pizza.
Yeah. All right, number one candy for Halloween. What candy you think it is?
It's Reese's.
Yeah, definitely Reese's. And then
So
M&M's.
the peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
What do you think's number two?
M&M's.
M&M's number two.
Skittles.
Number three. Hershey bar.
Hershey.
Number four, Snickers.
Yeah.
Skittles is number 5. Nerds number 6. Sour Patch Kids number 7. Twix is number 8. Kit Kat number 9. And Airheads came in at number 10. And there is that this year they think there is going to be a big uptick in the bottle pops. Whatever happened to lemon heads and Boston baked beans?
Yeah.
That's my favorite, Boston baked beans.
Lemonheads, that's a good band.
Yeah, Lemonheads. Cash Patel blasting James Comey, talking about love letters. So Cash Patel officially severed the Bureau's relationship with James Comey. Nothing to do with James Comey, and said that James Comey is a disgrace to the FBI by writing love letters to ADL and embedding agents to function like terrorist organizations and investigate Americans. You remember when they were investigating parents going to school board meetings to complain about stuff? I'll never forget that. When they were investigating Catholics for their beliefs, I'll never forget about James Comey doing that. And probably the one that is probably the latest that hits close to home. Yeah, was the one with the seashells. James Comey.
86?
Despicable. Yeah,
47.
86, 47. Yep, that would be it.
That's horrible.
The Euro train Company is rolling out gender-neutral uniforms. This is great that a man will be able to wear a skirt. I was thinking about wearing a skirt. Now, if you wear a skirt, if men wear skirts, is it appropriate to go commando?
Men aren't supposed to wear skirts.
Well, I'm just asking. I mean, if you wear a skirt, if men are wearing skirts, commando seems to be the next thing. But Eurostar, which is the train company in Europe, is doing gender-neutral uniforms now. Used to be the man would wear a sports coat and a pair of slacks and a white shirt. Not anymore. Everything is gender-neutral now, where they have skirts for men and women, and the boots match, everything matches. And I wonder if you have to wear perfume, just like the women. So this train service, of course, goes all through France and England and Spain. So Eurostar, the train company, rolling out gender-neutral uniforms. Be proud. Be proud. And they are getting away from cotton, too. Everything's going to be polyester. Right. Jimmy Kimmel calling Donald Trump a son of a, saying the government shutdown allows him to do whatever he wants. Jimmy, I am so surprised that you're that smart. Thank you. Thank you. You figured it out, didn't you? Hey, the Democrats gave Trump the keys to the castle. Thank you, Jimmy Kimmel. And Sonny Hosteen, speaking of people that aren't smart, Sonny Hosteen says Christian gun owners are hypocrites, not pro-life. Thursday on The View, Sonny Hosteen, co-star of The View, said that Christians who own guns are pro-life are hypocrites during a panel discussion about Pope Leo. Pope Leo saying that he endorsed giving an award for lifetime achievement in the Catholic Church to a guy that is for abortions.
Dick Durbin, right?
Yeah, Dick Durbin out of Illinois. So thanks for making excuses for the Pope. I refuse to. And a new migrant caravan is making its way through Mexico City. Trump says they will not get across our border. 1,200 migrants pushing across Mexico right now. Most of those folks being from Guatemala. And the University of Virginia student holding an anti-fascism flag burning event to protest the Trump order. Thank you. By the way, most of these people that are anti-fascists are actually fascists themselves.
Amen.
And one more story before we check the text. Riley Gaines gave birth to a baby yesterday. Her daughter, Margot, she said, is a blessing, is a God blessing to our family. Her and her husband gave, of course, she gave birth to the baby. But Riley Gaines, you probably know Riley Gaines because she has been such a spokesperson against transgender athletes competing against little girls,
against dudes in chicks sports.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Monica in the text, then we'll take a break. Good news of the day coming up. Tradio just around the corner. It's 9:22.
Haas from Artesia said, call it a kit and you'll be, or call it a kilt and you'll be okay.
Not the same thing.
Okay.
Roy,
not the same thing.
Roy from Jow said, I have a niece that's in the Army. She didn't get paid, thanks to the Democrats praising illegal immigrants over our military and fellow Americans. And talking about seashells, did anyone figure out how to use the 3 shells in the Sylvester Stallone movie?
What?
No clue.
I don't know what movie that is.
What is the #1 Halloween candy? It was Reese's. Marcus
peanut butter cups.
said, but I thought I saw on the news where Antarctica had grown their ice count. Sad world we live in, said a texter. 16 days for, under Obama in 2013.
17 days.
The government shut down. And Big Trucker C said, well, I hope Ferrari and Lamborghini lower their prices because not everybody can afford them. Just a little bit, just to target a certain demographic of people. LOL. And correct me if I say this wrong. Hanoi Jane can
Hanoi, Jane.
can go piss up a rope, said Joe.
Hanoi, North Vietnam.
And I wonder how many of them 5 Democrats are going to end up Hillaried, said Adam from Artesia. Chris from Dexter said, anybody realize the balloons pop and you have absolutely no control over which way that booger's going other than the way the wind blows? No, thank you.
They have parachutes.
Remember a couple years ago, remember the guy that was flying the balloon that crashed into the utility, killing himself and others, and then they tested him and he actually had cocaine and in his system.
Yep.
I mean, look, I understand you're going high, but I don't want you being high while I'm going that high.
Oh, sure.
That's just me. One more, Monica.
My girlfriend lives in El Paso. She has an 8-year-old boy in a brand new school 2 blocks from her house. Her child has to go to a charter school now because the kids from El Paso take up the school that has just been built and is full now. There is no space for her boy. That sucks, man. I'd be livid. And how has Al Sharpton gotten away with being free, owing taxes in the millions?
Because what I am.
Yeah, but they issue illegal IDs in New Mexico. When they apply for benefits with these IDs, they are treated as citizens. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. See, common sense. If you apply and get a driver's license in this state, you're counted as being a resident of this state. So when you go to the food stamp office, they're not asking about your damn status, especially if you've got a child. They're not saying, bring me your birth certificate. I guarantee you it's not happening. And many other states, Colorado, Arizona, California, Washington State, Oregon, much of the same. Most of the states along the East Coast, pretty much the same. So stop it already. All right, we got to take a break. Good news coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV times3.com 988-0392. Affordable, quiet place to park your RV if you're working around Carlsbad. WWRV, 3 RV parks with one goal to give you a quiet place for you working folks. 162 RV hookups, 30 and 50 amps available. And all their hookups come with wired internet right to your hookup. Pet friendly, very well lit up. You can find them at WWRV times3.com or 988-0392. Coming right back, good news of the day, Tradio within minutes, 5 minutes away from Tradio. Right now, it's 9:25, be on the Breakfast Club.
Ms. Foster, the Senate's expected to vote again today on a short-term bill to end the government shutdown.
The president and OMB director Russ Vought reportedly went over plans to fire about 16,000 federal workers when they met yesterday. 750,000 are furloughed right now. There are some within the administration who are cautioning against these layoffs, but in the meantime, they're focusing their attention on funding cuts to blue states.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. Police in Manchester, England say one of 2 people killed and one of 3 wounded in a synagogue attack were accidentally shot by police.
A man rammed a car into worshipers outside, then got out and stabbed more with a knife. He tried to get inside the synagogue, but the door was barricaded. Police shot the suspect dead, wearing an apparent explosive belt officials say was not viable.
That's Fox's Greg Palcott. America's listening to Fox News.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Step into the magic of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair in Roswell. It's the happiest place on dirt. From September 29th to October 4th, you can feel the thrill of carnival rides, savor mouth-watering treats, and immerse yourself in live music and arts and crafts. Be captivated by daily performances of mythical creatures and extreme illusions. Admission is just $12 for adults, $8 for seniors and kids over 36 inches, and small children enter free. Discover more at ENMSF.com. Ready for adventure? The fair awaits at Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds in Roswell.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Attention gun enthusiasts, mark your calendars because the Ultimate Gun Show is coming to Carlsbad, and you don't want to miss it.
505 Productions is hosting a massive 3-day gun show at the Walter Gerald's Event Center in Carlsbad. With over 170 tables featuring guns, ammo, knives, and accessories, you'll find everything you need from top New Mexico vendors. Whether you're a collector or a first-time buyer, this is your chance to explore an incredible selection at unbeatable prices, plus free parking and an ATM on site.
The show kicks off Friday, October 3rd from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, October 4th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is only $7 a day or $10 for the weekend, and children under 12 are free. Visit 505productions.com for more details. Don't miss out.
This Jow Panthers Sports Report is brought to you by America Supply, located in Hobbs and Jow, New Mexico.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Patrick Alexander here talking Jow Panther football. Jow coming off of a bye week, and before that bye week I talked to Coach Satterwhite, and Coach talked about just really getting his players rested and ready for the rest of the season. This week they're going to take on the 2-3 Texaco Wolverines. Texaco down a little bit from what we're used to, but I would expect a good game in that one.
This Jow Panthers Sports Report was brought to you by America Supply, located in Hobbs and now open in Jow, New Mexico.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise. You see, this is what happens when you let sick people play with powerful toys.
No more! No more!
What's that? I had the volume down on my hearing aid.
Here we go, back to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be part of the show. 877-396-W105.
Hey, good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes Avenue D in Lovington. You can find him 1109 West Avenue D. He's right across the street from Bob's, or give him a call. He's your former insurance agent. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, and so much more. Give Rustin Hayes a call, 575-396-0513. Call him today. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So a 5-year-old girl from Utah named Sienna Barton just went home after nearly 1,000 days in the hospital. She was born with a heart condition and finally got a transplant just a few months ago. She checked into the hospital at 2, and she spent 975 days, but has now gone home. And heading into the weekend, I think that is the good news of the day.
All right, jump. Radio coming up next. We'll be at the Southeast New Mexico State Fair. You can stop by and see us in Roswell coming up tonight and tomorrow. We will be there, so stop in and check us out. Monica Blake and I will all be there tonight, so come by and see us. I'll be back tomorrow, and make sure, and if you're going to the fair, stop in and check us out.
Yep.
News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating, your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to get the job done. They also are not afraid of new technology. They offer the inverter-driven heat pump systems, an upgrade of the old system that's going to save your money and save a lot of money when it comes to the cost of running that system. They offer financing and more. Give them a call. Enrique Rocha, our go-to guy when it comes to heating and AC. His number, 575-631-1999. We'll be back coming up on Monday morning, bright and early at 6 a.m. We'll see you at the fair. Radio up next.
MTD Radio News.